Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
Huh? It's a house!
Did you hear what I said?
It's a house!
Did you hear what I said?
It's a house!
Hey, what's going on? All right. Wow. Pretty crazy day again. There's always a lot of stuff. Yeah, I mean, the shows are free to call in and tell your theories, not to distract everybody in chat with your theory, okay? So what we want is people to call in. Well, it's not really calling in. You click the link up there on StreamYards on your phone, and then you connect, and then it's like a phone call. You just talk. You don't have to have your picture on there or anything like that. And I don't want your picture on there, nor will I show it on there. Why isn't the fact that Savannah and her husband have Epstein? What? Who cares? Can you just I don't care if they're in the Epstein files. That doesn't mean anything. Epstein knew like thousands of people. Your mom's probably in there. You know, we don't know. There's names everywhere. God, you guys are just so paranoid about everything. It's wild. Hey, I mean, Savannah's mentioned in the Guthrie, the Epstein files, everybody. Oh, God. Oh. Who cares? Why does it matter to you? Jesus, you guys. Unreal. Let's see. No, it has nothing to do with what happened to her. The Epstein files have nothing to do with Savannah Guthrie's mom, okay? That's just the most ridiculous attempt at an association that I think I've ever seen, all right? Yeah, I guess on TMZ, Harvey was saying something like he talked to like one of the investigators, and they said, this is one of those cases you can't use common sense in. You know, it's funny because I've been having that feeling. You know, we use almost every case we do, we use logic, reason, common sense, and the facts of the case, and it works really well. This one is just everything that you think. There's always something that contradicts it, so it's tough. You know, it's tough to just really go in a particular direction. You know. And could you guys, on the previous show we did today, it was weird. It was like, I don't know what made it different, but there was hardly any support for the channel. So on this show, if you guys could help support the channel so that we can have a decent day, that would be fantastic. I have no idea what happened or what made it different. It just was a dud. I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we have that much information. It's kind of the basic information that's out there. Yeah, I guess what we could do is just do the, again, go over that document that we started making. And then somebody made a comment under my last video, and they go, oops, I guess the family was involved after all. And I was like, did something break after the information came out today? And it just sort of, I mean, they didn't respond. So I thought maybe there was some breaking news after I did that video, but there wasn't anything. So I don't know where the hell that came from. Hey, thanks, Tracy Antioch. Hey, at least we got started on something. The last show was like 20 minutes in. We were still at 0.0000000 all the way across the board. I bet they're hiding her out in Area 51. By the way, did you guys hear that comment Obama made the other day? Like somebody, he was on an interview and they said, "Are there aliens?" And he goes, "Yeah, there's aliens. They're just not in. We don't have a bunker where we keep spaceships and stuff." It's like, wow. I mean, he just said that so casually, almost like he accidentally. And then later he goes, "Well, I mean, of course there's aliens because there's so much life out there." That was after the next day. He had to like retract because it was so matter of fact the way he said that. yeah. In whatever the hell your name is, Indogrenia or whatever the hell it is. We don't know who it is. Okay, so can you just not put the names in here? Can the moderators remove the names when people post people's names in here of who did it? Remove it. Okay. Let's see. He's a missing person. I haven't. We're talking about this case, so I'm not sure why you brought that up. Today, somebody posted on Facebook that Annie was arrested about 11 a.m. Totally untrue. Oh, I wonder if that's what that person thought was true. These people are crazy. All right. All right. So what we have in here is that Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. She's 5'4", 150 pounds. Lived in the Catalina foothills in northern Tucson. Her health, she had a pacemaker monitored by her phone with a watch extension. Somebody else said that there was some kind of a monitoring station in her house. I don't know if that's true or not. But anyways, mobility issues. She couldn't walk. She could barely walk 50 yards. So that kind of throws out the thing that this guy said on Fox News. Hey, maybe they walked over where the glove was thrown. And they just, shut up. God. Yeah, the abductor walked with her all the way through the neighborhood and down a main street so they could throw a glove on the side of the road. No. She's mentally sharp. She's on blood thinners, etc. And then, family, Annie Guthrie is a poet, artist, writer. Savannah Guthrie, famous Today Show host. Cameron Guthrie was a colonel pilot in the Air Force. The Catalina foothills are made up of 52,000 people. They live in dark skies, it's called, where there's no street lights. You can't even have your porch light. I mean, it has to be sort of like no ambient light. It's just pitch black, basically, at night. And each house has sort of a secluded feel to it, even though you're not really that far away from your neighbors. She lived about 4 miles or so from her daughter. Surveillance, and I think that surveillance would be needed. I think it's a fact that the person who did this knew the area and had been there multiple times, not just that night. Okay, I'll call that a fact. There's no way that in hell that somebody could move around the neighborhood. I'm not even sure where I am right now. Let's see. Let me go. Arizona, right there. All right, you guys, if you could help support the channel, we need a better start than the earlier show. Thank you. We only had one person gifted channel memberships on the last one. Yeah, so right here, this area, there's no way you could just sort of drive in there. Oh, Nancy Guthrie's house without having your phone on. See, they would have already been able to track this person if they had had a cell phone with them and it was on for using mapping. There's just no way. Or even another device that was mapping. It would have shown it in the area. So you would have had to been here multiple times to sort of remember where to turn, especially with pitch black. And it's really just your headlights. There's no way to sort of look ahead and say, oh, there it is. So you would have had to have been there multiple times Do you guys agree with that? I don't think there's any chance. I mean, in my opinion, there's no chance that this person didn't know the area well and knew exactly how to get in and out of that area without a paper map. No, or a paper map. That's just, that's just lunacy when people say that shit. You'd have to stop and slow down and look and kind of make sure, I missed that one. Forget it. Okay. I can tell you, I had a paper map when I went to Idaho and drove around in the neighborhoods on Willanta Drive back there. I drove around and I had a paper map because I'd passed it and I'd look at it and I still didn't know what the hell. I couldn't do it. Right? Oh, geez, Christopher. No, that's not right. All right, let's see. Yes, and I fully believe this was targeted. Yeah, I think it was targeted too. I think they picked her house, right? And if they had a burner phone, they would have been able to. You'd still get a signal from it. They would still be able to see it in the cast data. All right. Okay, let's see. Agreed. Emily familiarized himself. All right. Use paper maps anymore. Yeah, it sucked. But you guys were still just languishing in here. So if you guys could help support the channel tonight, I don't want to have to do it like earlier. We're just really struggling today. We are currently only at 1/5 of just a normal minimum goal after a first show, and we're doing this one. All right. So we could really use some channel memberships, super chats, whatever the hell it is. That's how we survive on this channel. There is no ad revenue to speak of. Even if you watch some, it might be $8 for the show. All right. Yeah. So I think there's absolutely no doubt at all that this person knew the area really well. And, even if you had a, GPS of some sort, it's still difficult because it's pitch black. So you'd be looking at it and you drive over there and say, turn, and you just might miss it because it's just dark. When it's, if you've been there though, you kind of know to expect, okay, it looked like this, and it comes up. Oh, wow, look at that. Phyllis Watson said, a challenge. If 5 memberships are donated, they'll donate 10. That's crazy. That's awesome. That's equivalent to 3 to 1 on your end. So if you guys just do 5 of you do 1 gifted membership, Phyllis Watson will give 10. So just 5 of you do 1. Hey, thanks, Mandy McCracken. Let's see if we can do that. I said that, Elena. Yeah. You do the same thing every show. Let's see. Well, somebody has to do the first one, How hard could it be to catch the car on a camera somewhere at 2 o'clock in the morning? Like a few cars out. I don't even know what that means. When you could have stopped after morning and I would have made sense, but when you said like few cars out, don't know what that means. But yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like 2:30 in the morning, there isn't really a lot of people driving around in this neighborhood. I think most of these people are elderly people, and they that's kind of where they retired, and they're not really going to be, it's just people aren't driving around, so it'd be really uncommon for a car to be on the street at 2:30. And I mean in this area here. Now, when you get to the main street like this one, there might be a few more, but still, even during that time frame, because it does kind of just cross through that area, you'd probably, what I was saying is you would try to find any surveillance basically going around the area. I think I drew even a map or some kind of hold on, let me see if I can find this. Oh, there's one, you guys. We need 4 more. Don't all get started at once. My God, you hardly ever get a chance where somebody's going to do 3 to 1. So we need 4 more gifted memberships to get that one. Thank you. Is it this one? Yeah, see, I drew this a long time ago because I thought like this is a main street. This was just kind of a line drawn, but this is a main road here, main road there. And they could probably find any cameras that had surveillance anywhere around here because the person has to leave the area. Unless they happen to live up here where they did that thing the other night, then you're not actually leaving, going out on the main streets. Everybody's thanking C. Serwin up there, but what we need is 4 more people to gift 1 channel membership so that we'll get the 10 gifted memberships that was so generously offered up there by Phyllis Watson. And there's one by Alley Cake. All right. This is the part that I don't like, is that I have to just keep pushing and trying to, hey, everybody, because it's such an obvious thing to do. And it just takes so much of my time. We can't make it as a channel unless people are just supporting during the show. And I'm just doing the show. You guys support it. And we just keep moving forward. All right. Yeah, so you could have a situation where a car, I was describing it the other day. Let's say there's a camera. Let's just pretend that there's a camera on this house filming the street. And there's no car driving by. And the camera's facing like this, and there's no camera. But this house films a car driving. A better example would be like right here. This car is filming the road, and there's no car going by. Then all of a sudden, this house here films out here, and there's a car going by driving south. So you would think, okay, then at that same time a car must have came out right here and turned because there was no car on this house. So if it came out from there, then you want to go track back. Okay, look, this house picked it up driving. Oh yeah, look at this one. And then you sort of work your way back over to Nancy's house, just like even a glimpse in the trees. Wow, I turned my head for a second. Look at that. We got Christopher Marshburn, Lisa Discovers, and then April Starr, and Sherry, I think it was Sherry C. And then C. Irwin up there, Alley Cake. Then Lisa Discovers, and then look at that, Phyllis Watson. Gifted 10. Very cool. Very generous. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And I was actually thinking if we get to, well, I don't know if you guys want to do it again, but if we get to I think we need to get to 400 total, which would be only 280 after YouTube. I'll donate 500 again to some, we'll pick one, another charity of some sort, right? Let's see if we can do that. If we can get to 400 by any means in here by the end of the show, I'll donate $500 to either, so that'd be like 200 for me and something like 280, well, 220 for me and 280 from you guys after YouTube takes their cut. So if we get there, that's what we'll do. Do we think the genealogy process has already started? I was actually thinking it probably was on the DNA. That was the DNA in the house. I think they've already started that. All right, so anyway, we're moving down here, and then there's a pool, patio, yard patio, front walkway, 1 foot tiles. So I think they're 1 foot. That's the size of the tiles there. And then Nancy goes to Annie's house for dinner. Leaves at about 5:32. Then gets to the house at 5:42. Gets to Annie's house. Then at 9:38 is the approximate time that Annie's husband left to take Annie home. And then 9:48 is when Nancy's dropped off at near the garage area. The garage door opens, and then the garage door shuts at 9:50. So it's 9:48 opens, 9:50 it shuts. And then at 1:47, the doorbell camera disconnects from the Wi-Fi. A man is at the front door. He's between 5'9" and 5'10", medium build, balaclava with eyes and mouth opening, mustache visible, full 25-liter Ozark Trail, a hiker pack, fleece top, pants, shoes, gun in front holster, some sort of latex rubber black gloves. And then at 2:12 a.m., motion is detected on an outdoor camera, but not stored. The video is not stored because of the subscription issues. Possibly one on yard side of pool house, or it's possibly on the driveway side of the pool house. So if you look at the house here at 2:12, he likely came in over this, maybe climbed over this fence. There's a fence right in there. And then this camera picked him up, or it was this camera right there picked him up. But I would think it was this one. You would have to go by that one. So it could be that one too. Maybe he went over that one and then broke the floodlights. So this camera here never picked up anything. This one. Don't know. But it goes into the house at 2:12. And that's the motion from back there. And we know that because when the sheriff was asked about that, he said, well, it could have been an animal. Right. Well, there's an animal inside the house, Was there like a cougar went running through the door because it was open? And then, yeah, that's just totally bogus. So he said that. And then the FBI agent kind of looked at him like, ooh, you kind of gave away a hint. And that's because we now know that the camera was an outdoor camera. All right, so that's at 2:12. And we know for certain that Nancy is at home. She's been home since 9:50. The FBI knows this because they've done the cast data. They see that her phone's at home and her pacemaker is still connected to her phone. And that means she's with the phone, which is at her home. All right. So that's all known to them. So 9:50, all the way from 9:48, all the way up until 2:12, she's still connected. And then 2:13, Nancy's alive in the house. Pacemaker still connected to the phone. And then it's still like that all the way up until 2:28. But I would say that between like 2:13, I bet you it was right around 2:14 is when the person interacted with Nancy in the home. There's probably a spike on her pacemaker readings. It looks like she's probably active. Right? Okay. And then at 2:28, she was in there. It was active, moving around, still connected. And it's probably just constant, crazy heart rate because she's nervous all the way up until 2:28. And she was still like that. Even later, it just stopped connecting to the pacemaker. And so at 2:28, her pacemaker stops communicating with her phone. She's alive. And there's expirated blood on the tile outside. So that means when she left the house, she was still alive. And she coughed up blood on the tile. The front door indicating she was still alive. Let's see, it says, and there's expirated blood on the tiles outside the front door indicating she was still alive as she was being removed. Nancy's stationary when she coughs, as there are circular blood droplets around the expirated blood. That means it drops straight down and she was still. And then around 11 a.m., Nancy didn't show up to a friend's house to watch her daughter Savannah's church service on a streaming service. A call was made to Annie to inform her that Nancy didn't show up. 11:56, the family arrived at Nancy's home. 12:03, family calls police, which that all sounds totally consistent. I started losing the same amount of faith that, that family was involved when I saw that new information, when the timeline tightened up. The family arrived at 11:56 and then called police almost immediately. Like 7 minutes later. And then the patrol arrives at 12:15. All right, there you go. Isn't that crazy? It looks like got somebody in here. We got a...
Hello.
I had it on. Hello, Raven. What's going on?
Yeah, not too much. Great, yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
It's live streaming at the moment, I guess. It's pretty obvious. Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. I remember I used to call in years ago, but I kept lurking, but I hadn't called in for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years, it seems like.
Oh, probably longer, I think. I think the last time was when that attack in New Zealand was, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah. But I think this case has brought back a lot of the old school people. You saw the other night, a lot of faces you probably haven't seen in a while. And so I guess that's the one good thing to come out of this crazy case.
Yeah. Yeah, we always get, but I was bringing the trolls though. Like right now, one just shows up. Yeah, right as you were talking.
Well, yeah, but that's the nature of the beast, right? Like I've been on YouTube for so long, and like no matter where you go, you're always going to get, and that's how you know you're doing well. But I know that's just those are the cliches people tell you. Trolls are assholes. It's just you have to deal with it in real time, which a lot of people don't have to do.
Yeah, sometimes I just wish if I did, I think if I didn't even look at the chat during the show, I probably could do better shows. But
well, you did say
I like to communicate with people. You know, it's like they're in there, but then you see the shitty comments. So
I remember you did say when you got back from the golf trip, your very first next stream, you said, I know the difference now. I was only seeing like some of the comments when I was vertical streaming. Right. And now that I'm back home, I'm seeing all the bullshit again.
Yeah, no, it was weird. It was totally different. You know, it actually made me feel less stress. You know, I was happier. You know, it was weird. I don't know. Anyway, so what do you think?
Well, I mean, that all funnily enough ties in to the whole thing, even this case, like social media's influence. And I think, so I'll keep it basic. Mine's the motivation behind the crime. So we're talking about how and why and all that, which is good. But who, and I still think it's got to be obsession. So, you know, it doesn't look like a professional burglar. The fact of where the address is rules out a random burglary in my eyes. So yeah, sort of leaves you with a stalker obsession. And if you look at Savannah, she's gorgeous. She's beautiful. And her mother used to be. So, you know, I think if you were going to cause pain to someone that you had an obsession with and you're a stalker, perhaps kidnapping her mother is the way. And I guess the rationale would be that piece that Today did about 4 months ago, was it November, that they brought up quite often, where it was going to, I think, Nancy's house. And perhaps that was like the last little motivation. I saw a video today, 9 years ago, of Savannah cooking with her mother, and she seems like a beautiful woman, you know. Well, they both do.
Yeah, well, right when you said that. So here's the thing. This is what I mean about people. Like you said she's gorgeous, and then somebody typed in gorgeous. You know, it's like, what kind of losers? Just let it be, man. Do you really care? Like, you know, like, can he?
She is pretty.
Yeah, she is pretty. Can't he just say that? But why do you have to say gorgeous? I mean, why don't you look at yourself? Look at yourself in the mirror. Okay, it's ridiculous. My God. It's right there in the chat. This Laura Stone. Hey, gorgeous. Jesus, what do you mean? Well, the thing is, so what you're saying is somebody was a stalker of Savannah, maybe, and was trying to like punish her, you know, to just kind of devastate her by doing something to her mom. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's like a power thing, right? And that's why I think it's someone who would be, let's say, and it's a stereotype, white male, probably 40s, like you said, maybe late 30s, but probably 40s, with Savannah's age.
Yeah, that one doesn't sound, you know, that's reasonable sounding. You know, that's what I like. It's not like some crazy one. You know, and it's weird too, because I thought that one was pretty good yesterday with that construction up that street, right? Across from her driveway. That was happening. You remember that one?
Yeah.
I mean, that one's crime does, because it matches that video. I don't know if it was who sent it to me, but it was almost identical to that one sample video that we played.
But what was weird is they waited a year, but I guess that isn't weird because they probably have to plan it. And these people think they're smart. But that's why I think the way he's dressed, right, rules out he's just a normal burglar, and it is someone who's just like dreamt up this perfect plan in their head.
Yeah, except you know what? Like
Thought of the gear.
I was listening to Fox News and they said, "Hey, well, they, like people just they're kind of hypocritical in their speaking. They always talk about how he doesn't seem smart because he did the thing with the grass and everything, and then oh wow, a guy that dresses like that, there's no way he'd throw it. Look at he was protecting his DNA. He had the gloves, his visual stuff. He was prepared. Why would he throw a glove on the side of the road?" And then I would jump back and say, well, why would you try to use grass to cover up a camera? Maybe he's not a genius, but he did the stuff like, what criminal would think, hey, I should wear a balaclava and some gloves? I mean, it's almost cliche what he was wearing. It wasn't
That's
like,
what I mean.
It's not extraordinary thinking or anything.
No, but it's someone who's, let's say, watched a lot of movies, is someone who's probably hasn't got a criminal record, right? Is just obsessed with Savannah because they've never been married, just lives in the basement. I know, another cliche, but they have to also be, I think, local to either. So here's the thing: do they know where she lives, Nancy lives? Because some locals said that it is well known she lives there. Others have said, oh, I had no idea. So if it is well known, he's probably local. And if he's not, how did he find out? And I was going to challenge you. Can you find out from that segment, which was at Nancy's house? Is there anything, those geolocation people who can frickin' spot a location from? Is there any way that he could have gleaned and he was like, oh, screw it, I'm going there? I don't know. Like, that was maybe my thinking. If you're looking for something to do later.
Well, what do you want me to look up?
So it was the last segment with Nancy and Savannah. I think it was in November where Savannah went back home. It was like going back home segment, and they were in her house.
I've seen that.
I swear they were in her house for part of it, so that was why they brought it up. And I was well. So, and my challenge, probably not. Like, they probably didn't show any outside shots, and you could throw it away instantly. I haven't rewatched it. I just had the thought this morning. But if not, like, who knows? But that was my thinking.
Cool. All right. Well, we should do more of these call-ins because maybe you'll call in on other stuff that we do too.
Well, and Gray, you look absolutely gorgeous tonight. I just want to say, all the girls in chat, the guys in chat, like, you all look gorgeous. Like, I can't see you all, but I imagine you're all gorgeous.
No, what you're going to say next? Somebody's going to type in gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Just like a minute ago when you said Savannah is gorgeous, they tried to like belittle that comment.
Look, she bloody is, and that's why she's a news anchor. She's the old school, glam it up.
And she's older now, but she still looks good for her age.
Yeah. And that poor bloody lady, you look at that last video, her soul is freaking, like, she's not going back on telly, I'm telling you. If she does, then bloody hell.
Yeah.
Anyway, good to see you and talk to you, Gray, and all the best, freaks. Stay safe out there.
All right. Have a good one. See you. Thanks for calling. Bye. Let's see. I'm going to answer the comment here in just a minute. Lisa will be there in a second. I'm curious to know which was first. I think on this, which was first, the image of him without the backpacking gun or the image with the backpacking gun. I think the one without the backpacking gun is first. I think that, my theory is that he parked a car down the street over here somewhere, maybe over here or, anywhere, like right in this little spot right there. Don't know. Then he walks over to the house. And then he looks there and he goes, okay, there's no lights on inside. Boom. Then he goes back over, gets the gun, the backpack, then goes back over and turns off the camera at the house, breaks it or whatever. Then he goes back to his vehicle over here and he waits in the darkness, near it somewhere to see if any cars or cop cars will show up. But that's why I think he's more off to the side over here. He waits to see if any cop cars show up because he disconnected it. Then at 20 minutes later would make it 2:07. He then drives the vehicle over here and then parks it right there. Then he walks around here and then at 2:12, a camera picks him up He goes inside the house. He does whatever he does in there. Then he takes Nancy out the front here, puts her in the car, and they take off. Doesn't that make sense? All right. Anyways. Hey, we got Lisa here, but you got two different ones here. What's going on with that? Lisa discovers. What's going on? You got two accounts on here. I'm going to remove it. I don't know what you're doing. I can't hear you at all. So if you want to come back in, great. You'll have to try it again. But there's a link at the top in the chat if you want to call in with your theory. All right, we're currently at about 140, you guys. We're trying to get to 400, and then I'll donate $500 to, I don't know, what do you think we do with the rain again? Violence against women? Yeah. Everybody loves the caller. I love the Australian accent. I love the Australian accent. My God, you guys say that every time somebody, an Aussie speaks in. I mean, it's almost like us Americans need to like practice how to sound like with an Aussie accent. It's just unbelievable. Every single time. Look at that. I love the color's accent. 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 Okay, I love the color's accent. Hey, great. Hey, great. I love the color's accent. 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 Hey, great. I love the color's accent. I love the color's accent. I love the color's accent. My God, it's just like, calm down, people. Look at Baz B. I love the color's accent. Hey, thanks, Tracy Van Brat. All right. Yeah, and he's a New Zealander, so you guys are wrong. Okay. I didn't say what accent it was, Gray. I just said I loved it, you bastard. Well, I bet you thought it was Australian. All right. Yeah, did sound like an auctioneer, didn't it? Sure did. That's right. You live there, so maybe you've it's sort of, you sound more Australian now than you guys do. Sound similar though. So all right, guys, we're waiting for calls here. We need to get the support up to get the 400, and then because that's only 280 to the show because YouTube just absolutely highway robbery. So I'll donate the other 220, and that'll get us up to 500 to the terrain. All right. All right. Is this Lisa?
It is.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hey, I appreciate your show. I've listened to it quite a bit over the past couple years, and I came across something today, and I was curious of your thoughts about it regarding this case. I know.
Here we go. Here we go.
You probably have heard about it, and maybe have already talked about it because I don't always tune in, so I may have missed something. But I came across the story of the two teens that were arrested in regards to the Scottsdale, Arizona home invasion for crypto hostage situation.
I haven't heard of it. No.
The same weekend that Nancy disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
And they arrested these two teens. And the story that I'm reading said that the teenagers committed a violent home invasion that Saturday night, or that Saturday, I'll say, was part of a plot to steal $66 million in cryptocurrency from a couple in Scottsdale. They posed as delivery service workers. Mm-hmm. They relayed that there was a third person in the home that hid and was able to call 911, and that's how they got caught. But my point is, the teens said that they were recruited through a site called Signal by dudes named Red and 8, and they were given $1,000 to purchase supplies.
Is this like a probable cause? What are you reading to get this information? A probable cause?
It's just a news report.
Mm.
And but their claim was that they were recruited and given money to buy supplies and go to Arizona. And one of the kids lives in Arizona, but that they were recruited. And I guess they're out on bond now with ankle monitors. But my point is that what's curious to me is similar information. Do you think it could be, if these teens are telling the truth in their story, could it be a recruitment kind of weird thing?
I mean, I don't really know what the connection would be. It was like, why would you abduct Nancy Guthrie, and then how does that connect to whatever they were doing? You know,
well, I'm just, I guess it just made me wonder, are there, the people out there in whatever country they're sitting at their computer at and recruiting people to show up at people's houses that either they themselves have a lot of money or someone connected to them have a lot of money, and they're recruiting these other people with dangling a little bit of money.
Well, maybe you can send me that article. Is it a long article, or it sounds like it's pretty in depth?
No, it's short. There's also some.
Can you email to me? Like after
what's your email?
It's GRAY and then H as in Harry, UZE, like Hughes spelled phonetically, so GRAY HUZE and the number 2 at gmail.com.
Yeah, I'll send you the links. I'll send you the links to the article and the video where the local news reported on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of have been, in my head, I've been dismissing all the ransom things because it was weird to me that it took them 72 hours. And these guys were trying to hold the couple inside the home, according to this report, to get the couple to transfer the crypto. But it was on the same day. And I just wonder, now that I saw this report, I was like, maybe whoever's if it's a true thing, if these people are recruiting people, if it's the same recruiters and they had this bad thing happen, maybe it kind of threw them off a little bit of the plan. And it
was the same day and everything.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm trying to figure out how
it was the same day.
She would have something to do with it. I mean, what would what angle? It seems like a totally different scenario that's going on.
Well,
like that
I'm just wondering if it's the same recruiters.
I mean, recruiters for them to do what with her? Because I don't know if she has crypto. I mean, it's a whole different world. Yeah, like I don't know if Nancy has crypto. I mean, I would almost think she wouldn't. She's older. She's like a lot of older people don't even know what the hell a crypto is. Hell, I don't even know what crypto is really. I mean, I know what it is, but it's like I don't work in that world.
But I mean, some of the fake ransom notes for her though have been about crypto, was why I was thinking.
Well, that's true. Yeah, like the people that came, maybe because they didn't get anything, they used the same technique they might have used on that couple to try to extort money in Nancy's case, but they weren't behind the reason she's missing, because it was the same day, right? Wouldn't they have been?
And maybe yes, same day, and it was later than, I think it was Nancy's event happened later than this event that's in this report. And I just wonder if they changed their plan last minute to say, instead of trying to do it from within the home, we're going to remove her from the home to do it. And now because we kind of changed the plan, last minute, we got to figure out where we're going to take her. And,
Yeah. All right. Well,
I
why don't you
still
send me
think
that
it's
story
kind
and
of
I'll
a
take a look.
far-fetched thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
of
it might
course.
be
I
far.
will.
Well, please, at least it's an idea that's not ridiculous. It's like, it's not aliens came down and there's a beam of light and she disappeared.
And I
Or is
just
it?
wonder if I was kind of dismissing the whole ransom thing, but if it's the same recruiters and they were kind of thrown off their game and kind of had to come up with a plan to remove her, where before they were planning to do it from within the home, then maybe that would account for the delay in the request for the ransom of the crypto of 72 hours or whatever it
Right.
was. That's the
Yeah,
other thing.
cool. All right. Well, send
I
me
still
the.
think it's kind of far-fetched.
Right. Cool. Well, send me the article right after you get off this. Okay.
I
And
will.
I'll try to pull up in a few minutes because I got more other callers too. But thanks for calling in. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thanks. I appreciate your show.
Thanks, Lisa. Have a good one.
All right. You too.
And by the way, when we have callers in here, anybody that criticizes them while they're, even when they're off or on, whatever, it doesn't matter. You're going to be timed out. Okay. That's just so ridiculous. You didn't call in like this butterfly girl up there. Hey, pretty long winded. Well, why don't you call in then? All right. Get the hell out of here. You're embarrassing. All right. Let's do, we got Christopher Marshburn in here. What's going on? You there? You have to turn on your audio.
Hello.
Yeah. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me? You got to turn on your audio.
Hello.
We can all hear him, but yeah, you got to turn on your speakers.
Hello.
Wait, can I do comments over here? Chat? There's a chat, right?
Hello.
Yeah. I just told him.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, can I hear you?
Yeah. You couldn't hear me before when I was talking.
Yeah, I couldn't. I don't know if my microphone was off or what was the deal was.
Oh man, I love the accent, man. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, so I don't know what the Australian guy's name is, but I'm sort of the same mind of him. I think this is somebody that's mentally ill that has kind of a weird obsession going on.
With Savannah or her? Like what angle are you?
No, with Savannah.
Okay.
And he did this, I think, initially with the idea of getting her attention, and I think it's kind of gone wrong. I don't think he anticipated Nancy's health issues. So I don't know if she's, I don't think she's probably still alive anymore. And I don't think he did it for ransom. I think it's kind of like, like a John Hinckley thing with John Lennon, or Ronald Reagan or Mark David Chapman, who killed John Lennon. People that have these obsessions with celebrities, and
he was obsessed with Jodie Foster, and then
Foster, yeah,
killing Reagan or shooting Reagan would impress her or something like that. I can't remember.
Right.
Yeah.
But my point is that this guy, I don't know what's going on in his mind as far as Savannah Guthrie, but I think it's that. I don't think that it's like professional criminals that are trying to get ransom or anything like that. And I honestly kind of have doubts that the person that's contacting TMZ is actually the person that's the perpetrator.
Yeah, I think well, here's the thing. The first set, there's two different well, three really. One person was arrested, and then there was two different emails, I think, at the very beginning that law enforcement actually took seriously and thinks they had information. And this last guy that has emailed TMZ 4 times, he thinks that he saw Savannah with some people down in Mexico somewhere.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
just don't, that whole thing is ridiculous. Why wouldn't he just, if he really felt bad and he really cared, he could just send an anonymous, the same type of letter and just send it to off and say, this is where I saw her. You know,
Right.
He didn't do that. I just think it's garbage. And why TMZ? You know, the one, he's just sitting there watching it, laughing and you know, at home. It's just stupid. Why not send it to just some other random small station? You know,
Right.
there's no reason for it to be public, is what I'm saying. What the guy is demanding, he could have just give it to like Joe Schmo station, and then they would contact the family and the FBI behind the scenes. Instead, he wants Matt. He knows that Harvey on TMZ is going to go immediately do it, and they're probably sitting around with their friends, drinking beer, laughing. It's just a total meaningless thing. Except it seems like he knows. He did mention in the last one that he knows that it's illegal to do what he's doing. You know, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I think the actual perpetrator of the abduction would never contact anybody, especially if she's dead, knowing that they might be traced. And you would think that the FBI has like is monitoring TMZ's communications now. You would think, you know, in case anyone contacts them to see if they can trace back to where that came from.
That's what you would think.
Yeah.
So you think it was just somebody that was kind of obsessed and right. Well, what else? You got anything else?
No, I think I just don't think that. I don't think he's from that area necessarily. I think he may have like planned it very carefully and, you know, and visited the neighborhood, you know, several times and planned his route and everything. And I just don't believe, I mean.
Well, you know what you're saying about, you were saying that, I saw you made the comment about a burner phone with the map.
Yeah.
The thing is I think on CAS, you still get that phone on there. It still shows this pinging going on. And I think they could then end up tracking that burner phone, you know, all the way back to wherever it went, I would think. You know,
Unless he just disposed of the phone immediately after the abduction.
Right, but when they found that phone and like, you know, by using
I guess he could have turned it off.
Yeah.
And destroyed it, you know, and
right when it gets to the main road, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, because then you can get out of there. But I think you have to have. I mean, it just seems to me, even with that, it's hard to know it. This is one of those places you have to really know to be able to get out and about. Even let's say you had to like try to evade somebody. I mean, you got to know exactly what you're doing. You can't just. I mean, I can tell you right now, if I went to Wallanta Drive back there, I could just zip around almost with my eyes closed. And
yeah. I could. After following your channel, I could do that too. I think.
No, I guarantee it.
I'm so familiar with the neighborhood. You made us so familiar with the neighborhood. It's like we're living there, you know.
Yeah, isn't that weird? And it was sort of like that for me, other than the back roads. The other part, like going behind 500 Queen Road and all the other places, that was really. You know, that everything looked exactly how I thought, just a little hillier. But man, yeah, Wallanta Drive back there wasn't, but you guys saw it 50,000 times on my 3D in my dash cam videos and everything. So
yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So I think it's just, I just don't think that they're going to find her. I think the guy is probably, if she did pass, I think he, you know, disposed of her body somewhere that probably no one's going to be able to find it.
Well, I thought it was interesting today because I looked at where the sniffer, I guess the sniffer thing for the Bluetooth, where that helicopter was flying, and it was flying up on the mountain, sort of off of paths down like embankments. I mean, it was like it was kind of ominous where they were flying. Wasn't good.
Yeah, and right next to Tucson, if I'm not mistaken, there's like a national park, a huge like wilderness area that someone could just drive in and find a place. So maybe she's there. Who knows? But if he was trying, I think the sad thing is that this case has gotten so much attention.
And there's so many others that know that they're not.
And I think that he kind of accomplished what he was wanting to. I mean, he's got the case, definitely the case of the year. Round the clock coverage. I'm sure that if he is mentally ill and obsessed and wanting attention, I mean, he's getting it. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about that the other day. That it almost seems like it's like one of the people that set fires to a house. And
exactly.
They like to watch.
Exactly.
So that's what they're doing. They're just enjoying all the. Oh my God, they're never going to find out, man. I did this. Right. And they're just kind of excited about it. Yeah,
and it's sad because I saw today that Savannah basically announced that she's stepping away from her job for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, well, makes sense. And if they don't find her, it might be forever because
exactly.
You're in a totally just a shitty place at that point. I tell people missing people, especially missing people presumed dead. I mean, I know they're hoping she's alive, but those are just the worst ever because you can't say goodbye, but you're never really sure. So you're sort of stuck in a limbo forever. So you would rather have a body back. And that's what her second speech was about. That one where she got up there and she literally said, we're willing to pay for her body back. And, so that they could have peace. And that's exactly what that means, because I can tell you that's just an absolute nightmare. You'd rather have somebody's body back and they're dead than you go the rest of your life with not knowing what happened or anything. So, yep, that's the reality. And I think, I don't even know if you ever can live normally after that, because you're just every day you're sort of trying to figure out what happened.
Right.
So, anyway, got another caller here, but do you have any last thoughts?
No, I just hopefully this guy will make maybe he'll say a little too much to somebody, make the wrong comment, and somebody will think, oh, maybe he had something to do with it,
Right.
And they'll contact law enforcement and follow up that lead. So who knows?
Yeah, but also I want to say thanks to you for all. You always send me these, pretty interesting emails that I can share, little articles here and there. So thank you for that.
Enjoy the show. Keep up the good work.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye. All right. So you guys, right now we're stuck at like 210. All right. So we need another 190. Gifted memberships, all those things, super chats, etc. And because we're going to try to donate $500 later. So if we get to 400, I'll donate 500. All right. 400 means with YouTube's percentage that they take would be like 280 to the channel. And then I'm going to donate 500. So really it's a 220 from me, 280 from all you guys. And we'll send it to probably, I was thinking RAIN, Violence Against Women. All right, hold on a second. All right, Boston Corey, what's going on?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, is it pretty easy, by the way, to use this? Like you just click on the link and is it complicated at all?
You have to click on the link, and then when you get there, it asks you if you want to sign in with YouTube or Facebook, and then it just auto signs you in, and then you just create your own name. And then I turned off the video because I don't want you guys seeing my ugly face. But no, I'm young. I'm young.
Well, yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah, but it doesn't show up on here anyways, so it wouldn't matter. But I would have been able to see you down below, but it wouldn't be on the screen. Yeah, I wouldn't want to scare everybody.
you could see me driving the truck. That wouldn't be good. That would out me.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is all the ransoms. I think all of them are scammers trying to capitalize on the tragedy. Minus maybe the one that had slightly, intimate details about the crime scene. But the thing that I would say about that, the one that had details about the crime scene, it almost seems like that ransom would have been by the perpetrator, but after Nancy had passed.
Right, like it was just sort of to throw people off, like a red herring. Like, hey, I totally agree with that.
Well, but the details in that note are just about the crime scene. It's not intimate details or information that they could have gotten from Nancy. So,
yeah, that's true. But they also have to prove. They have to be. Yeah, right. Like they could have said.
That's part of my theory, though.
Yeah.
So I don't think this was an abduction for a ransom. When crimes like this, we talked a lot about Delphi. Crimes like this, an abduction or something that happens to a female, I think 90% of the time are sexually motivated. I think there's a chance this guy is a local peeping Tom and had been eyeing out her house. Maybe he could have seen where her watch was on the table because he was watching her through the window. Maybe he knew that the floodlight was broken because it would have came on when he walked by when he was creeping on her, casing out her house. This guy could have been watching.
Well, he probably would have been the one that broke it. Well, he would have been the one that broke it, though, right? I mean, you think he just got lucky with his floodlight? Because you couldn't see the floodlight from the street. So he walks around and goes, "Oh my God, it's a broken floodlight! Wow, this is perfect." I think he broke it.
He could have been casing out the house for months with some kind of infatuation over Nancy, and then learned a lot about the house, and then did the thing. And I don't know if you noticed, but I haven't watched all your coverage on it, but his backpack is so stuffed that the top of it, you can't even zip it closed. It's actually open on the top. The backpack in the security video.
I saw that.
So if he's got a tarp in there, if he has a fantasy and he's going to go in there, use the tarp, do what he wants to do, but then something goes wrong because of Nancy's health conditions, and it turns into moving the body. Right. So I think there's a chance. This is all. I always just do theories, but I think there's a chance that this is a local peeping Tom who escalated his crimes, and then something went wrong when he was trying to do what he wanted to do with his victim in the house, and he had to whatever that crime is.
Why do you think he would have? Why did he have to remove her though? I mean, like, let's say something went wrong and she died in there, but he had the gloves on and all that. What would make him need to see? That's the part that's always bothering me, because he has gloves on, the balaclava. Well, he's already got the gloves on. He's got the balaclava on. He's got the whole thing. And I mean, I think it'd be really interesting to know what the foreign DNA, where they found that. When he was inside, did he feel more comfortable? I can't imagine him taking his gloves off inside. That's exactly the place where you don't want to leave fingerprints. But maybe he took his mask off and there was something, like maybe she scratched, that'd be interesting if she scratched him or something like that. And because he took his mask off while he was inside, because it probably makes it easier just to kind of see and move around, and he wasn't worried about being seen on a camera anymore. So maybe there's like DNA under her fingernails, which would be the foreign DNA from the person who abducted her, for sure. And then maybe he felt like, well, no, it wouldn't be her fingernails because they haven't found her. So I don't know what the hell I was just saying there, but I don't know where the DNA that's in the house. I don't know where the hell that is. Is it on like a? It couldn't be on her fingernails because they haven't found her. So maybe but she could have scratched him. Where I was going with that, my mind just wandered, was that he may have taken her from the house because she contained
DNA.
his DNA, or maybe even if he assaulted her, that would have had to been in like a tiny window, though, like a 15-minute window, and then he takes her out of the house. But he would have known he was going to take her out. Like if he sexually assaulted her in the house, he knew he was going to take her out of there beforehand, and that's maybe why he broke the light in the front. See, that's the whole thing.
But if he
important.
If he thought it was only going to be a sexual assault and it escalated to murder, that could have changed his plans. Now he has to cover it up more. If it's a tarp in his backpack, why would you break into a woman's house with a tarp? I think he had plans.
Well, you're guessing it's a tarp in the backpack, there, right? Like you don't know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. That's
I mean, see, that's the thing is, but here's we got to look at it like this. This person knew that they were going to be coming out the front door later. That's why they broke the light in the front, because you can actually get into back there without being on that camera at all. If you go up the right side driveway, back around. But he knew that he was going to be coming out of that later. And I think he knew he was going to park his car up there. And he knew that he was going to bring something out of the house. Now, was that going to be just stuff he was going to steal, or was it going to be her for some reason? Maybe he was abducting her from the home. That was the whole goal. It was abducting her from the home for a sick fantasy, like you're kind of like what you're saying, right?
Yeah, and I just have a bad feeling that she's still local, her location. Like, I don't think this guy planned it out as meticulously as like this crazy, like he's robbing a museum of a jewel. I think it was started off as a minor, in his mind, what was like a more minor crime may have accidentally like escalated to murder, and then he had to cover it up. And to do that, he took her out because she would have had his DNA. And I just think a person like that's thinking like that, like you could tell they're not prepared by how they try to cover up the Ring camera and stuff. That's not like they're a professional at this.
And that's why I think
very amateur.
And I think that's why the FBI is a little bit more excited about the glove found. And everybody says it's 2 miles away, but as a crow flies, it's nowhere near that. So, I mean, driving, sure, it's 2 miles, but if you were actually measuring, hold on a second, I'll tell you. It's I think it's less than a mile. 0.8 miles. Really, it's actually close to the house. It's just right there. But to get there, you have to drive out, take a right, and make it way to your main street and then down. And it actually makes complete sense that the perpetrator would be driving on that road. It's the quickest way to a main street, and that is the closest main street to the area is North Campbell Avenue. So once you drive out, take a right, get out on there, you head out. Let's say he's heading that direction, and then boom, he's like just shedding the outer gloves because, man, he doesn't need those anymore. His DNA is not on those, he thinks. I mean, I'll tell you what, if Nancy's DNA is on that, then that's definitely also. So there could be Nancy or an unknown DNA. Nancy's DNA on there and an unknown person would be huge if you had both. I mean, that would just be incredible.
Yeah, especially if it was like a situation where he's taking the gloves off and she tossed it out the window to try to leave a trail or something, Yeah,
and another thing I was thinking about, what if the person lived up north from Nancy but wanted to throw it there maybe even the next day as sort of a head fake where, oh, he must be heading south. So they're looking down there when he's actually living up north, which is actually sort of the area. It's the exact opposite corner as where they were at the other night when they went over to that house and arrested, they didn't arrest him, but detained 3 different people. Remember that?
Yeah, I was tuned into that, like while it was happening. That's actually one of the things I wanted to ask you about. What do you think about these live streamers going out to these locations that they think are going to be raided beforehand? Like, it's so, to me, when that was happening, I'm like, if the perpetrator's in that house and there's 100 cars of reporters parked outside of his house before the police get a chance to get there, you're really hurting the case a lot. You like that guy. That guy could kill himself in the house. He could be covering. He could be burning evidence, and because he sees these people parked outside of his house. I thought that was the dumbest thing. I know everybody's chasing the story and all, but shouldn't there be like self-reflection when you realize that you're actually like hurting any chances of a resolution if you're actually
Well, the thing is, I think they would have already been there. I don't know how they would know especially at this place. But you saw all like hundreds of these, quote influencers, standing around on the side street. I think it was on my screen. They were standing around. They were right over here, just all standing over here. But what was going on was over in this area.
Yeah, and the police might have given them bad information.
Yeah, and then they were saying, "Oh, was this house over here where this two different government workers worked," and they were blaming them. And we sort of looked into it too, because we thought, wow, that's like legitimate news, but I never said their name. And that's why I don't do that. I generally don't say the people's names that people are throwing out and about. For even I would almost always refer to when they would talk about possibly involved, I'd say, people, a theory would be with Annie's husband or a family member, something like that. And I would say that Tommaso would drop off Nancy. That's what the reporting was. But I don't say, oh, he's the one that went over. It's just not something you should do, I guess. It's difficult. There's kind of a hard, I don't want to say the name. Just shouldn't do it.
It's shitty on the influencer's part, because based off of where they were told that the SWAT team or whatever was staging, they just went to the closest person's house who's related to the investigation. Like, even if they're barely related to the investigation. Like, I won't say the person's name either, but they just went to the person's house, and there was like 30 cars sitting outside this person's house. If they're not involved, that's awful to do to a person. Like, the whole town shows up outside your house. You had nothing to do with it. And I mean, the police haven't named you as a suspect. I just thought it would have been the most harmful thing to the investigation if these public citizens show up and tip off the killer.
I think it's the same crew, the same people do it every time. Everybody loves them and everything, but they are so detrimental. They're entertaining and, oh my God, look at. But those people, if I was there, I wouldn't be standing doing that. I would just be trying to film different things and figure stuff out. And that would be about it. I think sitting there, standing vigil outside the house is just almost ludicrous. It's just like I don't even know what you...
dangerous too.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but basically, my only thoughts are, so it was one, the ransom notes are scammers trying to capitalize on the tragedy, except for maybe that one. If that one is true, it seems like Nancy was already dead, because they wouldn't have been able to get any useful, valuable, intimate information from her that would show, like, yes, we have her. Instead, it was just intimate information about the crime scene and potentially things you could see through a window. I think that says a lot. And then the other thing was, if this guy was just a small-time peeping Tom, upgraded to a rapist, upgraded to a murderer, and moving a body, then I think he would have tossed it in nearby woods. Maybe not so nearby that it's already been searched, but that's just my thing. Like, to me, that's the rational steps that I can take, instead of going down the line of like, this is an international conspiracy with Mexico and Bitcoin and all this. I think that's all nonsense.
Yeah. Probably just something more basic. I mean, we've never had any crazy theories on this channel. They're just all things that are like, maybe it was a hired, because for me, it's like somebody knew something about that house before going there. So it was like a hired hit, or it was a robbery gone wrong, or, it's just sort of the classic things, but one of them told Harvey that, hey, this is one of those cases you can't use logic or common sense. That's what I actually feel like that.
Yeah, I feel like the timing of the ransom letter that they think is that the authorities have put weight behind I think that what I would get from that is this person could have done this crime and then afterwards saw the news and realized, oh crap, I abducted this rich, famous lady's mom, and tried to capitalize on it after the fact, after they had already done the crime. I don't think there's been no anything. So I doubt, I hope she's still alive, but without the medication, any kind of proof of life,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think she is.
All right. Well, there you go,
yeah, it's
boss.
pretty
You gotta
sad.
get some other calls, Corey, but you got your theory in there.
All right,
All
thanks.
right.
Thank you.
Thanks for calling. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Always
Have a
good.
good one.
All right, thanks, man. All right. Hey, you guys, we need to try to get to the 400. We're trying to get to 400. I think we're at 258 or something. Not even that, like 253 or something. And when we get to 400, I'm going to send 500 into RAIN, which is violence against women. And we need to get some challenges going, you guys. Those are the things that really get us to the goals. If we don't do the challenges, it's just, willy-nilly, doesn't make it. Never, I don't know. Lately, it just hasn't happened. So if we can get some challenges like we did earlier in the show, that would be awesome. Thank you. Thanks, Allie Cake. All right, here we go. All right, we got John over here. Hello. Oh, you're muted. I don't know. For some reason, you're muted, or you have yourself muted. You have to unmute yourself.
Hey, Gray, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you got to turn on. You got to do your settings.
Gray, can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you. You got to turn on.
Gray, can you hear me?
Yep. Yep. I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Gray.
Yeah, but you can't do it. You can't use your phone, the video to listen. You can't use your video.
So Bobby is actually my wife, and we come up with a comment talking about the scenario of her exasperating blood on the front entryway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen to me for a second. You can't listen to it through the video. You got to turn off the video and use your phone.
And anyways, we were just thinking about her status at that.
I can't do it that way. Right. You guys see what I said, though? We need to try to reach the goal there. I need some challenges. Yeah. So if you just called in, John, try doing it again, but you can't have the video playing and try to do it because there's like a 15-second delay and it just doesn't work. All right. So when you call in, you just click the link. You don't have a video on or anything. Just quit watching that. If you watch it on your television, that would work. But turn down the audio because the audio on the television is, 30 seconds different. All right. Hey, thank you. First, last. Man, somebody heard what I said. Thank you. Very cool. Seems pretty risky to have a burglary attempt to go away. Hey, so John, try calling in again, but you just click on the link, turn off any videos that you have, and you just go through, click on all the buttons. You should be able to hear me through your phone, not the video. I think your video is like overriding your audio or something. I don't know. It was just what you guys agree. It wasn't going to work that way. You could hear that he was playing the video in the background. You can't have that on. Thank you. First, last, WBZR. All right, we're going to try it again.
Gray, I'm back. Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is everything normal now?
Everything's normal now.
Okay, good. All right, there you go.
All right. So, yeah, we just wanted to talk about the scenario of Nancy on that front entryway and what condition she would have been in. Like, do you think she would have been coughing, or that could have been like when he put her over his shoulder potentially and the blood came out of her mouth? But either way, it doesn't seem like she would have been gagged. So maybe she was in a pretty bad condition at that point.
I think she was. Well, we did ChatGPT. It analyzed the spread and everything on a 12-inch tile, and it said 12 to, I think maybe it said 8 to 24 inches off the ground. So she could have been walking even at gunpoint, but then sort of knelt down for a minute to, cough, and then she stood up again because maybe she was punched in the nose or something, and her nose was bleeding and blood got in her mouth, because it goes through your nasal cavity and everything. And, she does that, and then maybe she got back up and started walking again, and maybe some of the blood probably fell on the top of her foot, but she wouldn't be smearing blood because she's the one dripping it on herself as she's walking. And there's a little bit down there on the gravel, and then put in the car. But I think she might have been put in the trunk of the car, And that's exactly in that case we went over at the end of the show last night. That's what somebody tried to do to this other lady. She was in her house. The guy broke in and eventually walked her out to put her in the trunk, and then she kicked him, and then her daughter just happened to be coming over. So I think she may have called her, and then the guy took off. But it was somebody she knew from a construction job a year before. Isn't that weird? That's like so similar.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. You would think though that someone who showed up with a backpack full, like maybe they would have had intentions of, maybe they would have gagged her is what we were thinking. And if they didn't gag her before taking her out to the vehicle, after being in there for 40 plus minutes, how did that scenario develop? At what point would you be like, okay, we're just going to walk you out, at gunpoint, don't scream? So it kind of leads us to believe that maybe she was incapacitated in a way where maybe she couldn't scream, but she was still conscious. Like, was she potentially just so weak from a struggle inside the house, or potentially drugged?
Well, she could have been duct taped though in the mouth, and where she couldn't talk, but her nose could still be dripping, and she could have sneezed there. But I think it's more likely that he just said, "You better keep it down." He's got a gun on her. People generally do what people say when they have a gun, and she just probably stayed quiet. And somebody said it could have been held over the shoulder, but I think if you walk like that, she's way higher than, when you put somebody over your shoulder. Let's say you're 5'9", your shoulder's probably at 4'10" or so, and then this person is 5'4", and they're bent. It's just, I don't know. I think it'd be much higher off the ground than 2 feet her head, So I mean, I guess it could have been 2.5, and then maybe it's not
sure,
and maybe it still looks the same.
Sure. Anyways, that was kind of what we were discussing over here is, maybe she was in pretty bad shape. But we're kind of thinking it could be a bad sign that they would have trusted her not to have screamed or struggled outside. But like you said, maybe she had sneezed that came through her nose. But it seems like everyone's very optimistic they should still be alive. And we see this as a pretty bad indicator that maybe she was not in such good shape.
All right.
Anyways, that's all we got, Gray.
All right, but I would say that but really the key thing about the expirated blood is that she was alive when she left the house. I think that's sort of the key.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Which leaves room for optimism, which there should be, that she's alive. So.
Yep. All right. Well, hey, John, is that really your name, John?
John?
Is that your name?
Yeah, my name is John.
Okay.
Bobby's just my wife, and
not just. Wait, hold on! Don't say just my wife, because if you say
just
that,
my wife,
she's gonna go. What do you mean, just my wife?
For some reason, I can't do the super chat on my account, and it allows me to do it through her. So
that's all right. But man, you are in trouble. Hey, don't be so mad at Bobby. All right.
She's sitting here right with me. All right. Have a good night. Great. Thank you.
All right. Have a good one. See you.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh boy. Yo, John, man. Just my wife, Bobby. Woo! There you go. Oh yeah, so that was Bobby's comment there. I guess it says, That was the one. Gray, if she coughed outside the front entryway, that would indicate she wasn't gagged, meaning that she was cooperating out of fear. Right, exactly, with the gun. Yeah. Unconscious or too weak. All right, so you guys, we need one of those challenges. When somebody asks what's the challenge, that's when somebody goes, I'll donate 5 memberships if individuals do 5, and then those people can do 2 for 1 when the other person's doing the 5. Those are the challenges what I'm referring to, because we, it seems like I don't know what the difference between one night and another night is. It's weird how it's so different in the support on different days. And that's why it's so difficult on YouTube. I mean, there really is, I don't get the 25,000 watching because I'm not there live. I wished I had gone there live originally, but now I'm glad I didn't, because I don't want to be near those nut jobs that are just packed in there, thinking they're so sleuthy. They're not doing anything, but it's embarrassing. When I go there, I like to sort of just be by myself. So if this thing continues on for a long period of time, I might go over there just to kind of, get things and update things and just film. I mean, it would take me 2 days to get there, but I would have my car and all my drone stuff and everything, and then I could do it. All right, but let's see if we can get a challenge going in here. We did make it to 303, so we're kind of on the home stretch there for that part. But I need you guys' support on the channel. All right. And if you want to call in with your theory, we have right at the top of the screen there, we have the link on StreamYard. And you click on it, go through whatever it tells you to do, and you just use it like a telephone, but make sure to turn off your video before you call in. You don't use the video to have the conversation. It's just like on the radio, when people call radio shows, they always say, Art Bell always used to have to tell people to turn the radio off. He wouldn't just say down, he'd tell them to turn it off, because you're just having a conversation on your phone. There is nothing else. All right, well, look at that. We've got Glenn did 5 gifted memberships. Wasn't part of the challenge, but it was still 5 memberships, which is amazing. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. Glenn Bush, thank you. I think it's kind of fun having the call-ins, So if you're out there and you want to call in, let's do it. You just click on the link at the top of the chat there. One of the easiest damn things to do in the world. And by the way, would you guys hit the like button? Hit that like button 10, 20, 25, 30. It's the easiest damn thing to do in the world. Use your nose, use your toes, whatever blows, hit that damn like button. I couldn't think of anything easier to do to help us support a channel, so walk in and hit the like button. Can't imagine why you wouldn't even hit the damn thing unless you're a troll. Hey, thank you very much. All right. Yeah, I love Art Bell. Here, I got an imitation of him up here. It's different music, but it sort of has the same vibe. It's let's see, right here under, I think it was called, yeah, there it is. From the green forests of the Pacific Northwest, I bid you all good evening or good morning, as the case may be. Tonight, we'll have on our special guest, Richard C. Hoagland, where he's going to talk to you about why we haven't been back to the moon in the last 50 years. And after that, we'll have on Colonel Edward Dames on remote viewing. Forgot his name, Major Ed Dames. All right, that's what it was. Okay. I love that music, by the way. That's awesome. Wasn't that super chat worthy, you guys? Come on. I mean, that has to be. A neighbor of Nancy said he had a dog that died about a month ago. I lost 45 people just doing that little thing that I just did. Yeah. I wonder if someone could have purposely done something to the dog. Well, I think the dog, she didn't even have a dog. I think her dog died or something a while ago, or maybe that wasn't even her dog, apparently. That's what I heard. That's right. Yeah, he used to always have these little crazy. But come on, you guys, let's try to get to the number here. We are still just languishing around. See if we can do it. All right, Karen, what's going on? You there?
Hello?
Hello? Do you hear me?
I can hear you.
You're not listening. You don't have the video. Oh, you do. Because I can hear myself. Turn off the video, as we just said. You don't play the video in the background. Yeah. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you don't have your video playing, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, you did, though. I can tell because now there's no delay. All right, so what's going on?
Me and my fiance were just wondering, do you think at this point she's gonna ever be found?
Well, at this point, I think she's going to be found. But, if it goes on for another 2 months, then it gets harder. It just feels like if they catch the person, and, what you want to do is have death penalty on the table, then maybe take the death penalty off the table if you show us where she is. But that's good. But that'll take a while because that would go through all the court stuff. And if the death penalty isn't on the table for a trial, then he's not going to ever say. So you have to have the death penalty on there as a bargaining chip for if you finally find the person who absolutely did it. And a lot of times if the writing's on the wall, they'll tell the truth and they'll point to where she is to avoid that. I mean, it kind of sucked to get to that point because you'd have to wait for however long it takes just before trial for the person to make that deal. Yeah.
Do you ever know if they actually confirmed or not whether anything was taken out of her house or just her?
Well, yeah, they've never said anything about anything being taken out of the house yet.
Yeah, because I'm curious about that, because if they truly only took her, then
right, then that was why he went there, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like if they said like no, her place was robbed and they took her, then well.
I mean, don't you think that he broke the camera in the front because he knew he was going to be taking? It almost seems like he knew he was going to be taking her out the front. Yeah. So he broke that camera. I mean, because what would be the point of it? He could have just walked around the back and parked his car around that side, and the front camera is meaningless. But he probably knew he was going to park right there, and his car would have been visible. So he didn't want that camera working because he wouldn't have to have been seen on that camera.
Yeah, but kind of strange that he tried to first cover it up with flowers.
Well, it still would block the view, right? Like,
yeah, but why not just take it off in the first place instead of
right? That means he's an idiot. That means he's dumb.
Exactly.
And by the way, you can't tell what it blocked. I mean, like you could put let's say he was able to get it up there. Ooh, look at I got it this day. Well, you don't know if it blocked very well, right? I mean,
yeah.
you'd have to be looking through the monitor to say, oh wow, look at that. Yeah, that blocked it. So it would just be guesswork. It was almost idiotic, I mean, in some ways, I wish he had got that up there. There would have been something that showed up on that camera.
But then they said that the other ones were all broken.
Well, what they said was, I don't think any of the cameras are broken. Oh, well, yeah, you know what's weird is they said that they smashed them, but then later they just said they were removed. I don't know. That whole thing is crazy. But the weird part is he wasn't going to break that camera. He wasn't going to break it. He was just trying to block the view of it. And I guess the reality is if he didn't break it, we still would see, if he had covered it up with the weeds, let's say, we would have seen that portion where he put the weed up there. And we would have seen all the video that we already saw because that was before that. And then we'd see sort of light coming through and doing different things if the weed was up there, but he wouldn't have broke that one. So
Yeah.
I don't think he broke the other two either. I don't think he broke the one on the garage or not the garage, the pool house. And then there's one on the inside of the pool house on the roof facing the grass there. And those are both intact. So I'm not really sure where the reporting on that has been terrible, I guess.
And didn't they say she actually had one in her bedroom as well?
Yeah, I mean, that's stuff that we heard early on. Remember that? Camera in the bed?
So, I mean, if they were able to pull this footage, I would assume to believe that they could pull all of that footage.
Yeah, using the same technique. I don't know. I don't know if the one I don't know if there was one in the room. But here's the thing: is like in that press conference that we played the other day, he talked about how a camera picked up motion. That's the 212 picked up motion. And then when he was asked about it, he goes, well, I mean, it picks up a human, but I guess it could have been an animal or something. And then the FBI agent kind of looked at him because I think that gave away the fact that was likely an outdoor camera that filmed that, not an indoor one, because why would there be an animal? She didn't have a dog or anything. And, was a cougar going to run through the door or, chip? I don't know. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's and then there's a lot of stuff that you kind of have to backtrack on because we don't know what early on there were certain things said, and we all thought there was a camera inside the house because there was some wording like that, and a lot of stuff's been walked back, and we just don't know now some of those details like that.
Yeah, we just can't decide if it was planned or just someone's dumb luck.
Well, I think it had to have been planned, I mean, you think it was just somebody walking around, like some of those other videos that are out there? Just the guy walking around and he just but he seemed really prepared, with the gloves, the balaclava.
Yeah, but you would think that he would know that she had the camera and that would be his first. I mean, at least bring duct tape to put over it.
Yeah, that's idiotic, right?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. And then people go, wow, he was so prepared. There's no way he'd throw that glove. And then I'd say, well, right, but he tried to put grass over the camera.
Yeah.
Well, this guy's an idiot, so maybe he did drive down and throw the glove over there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just all crazy at this point.
Yeah. So I can hear your fiance. You got any comments in there too? Throw something out.
Flowers. The flowers kill me. That throws me off.
Yeah. Yeah. It when you watch it, it's like, man, the guy was looking like a serial killer. Now he looks like a dummy, a doofus.
Yeah, I mean, it's like it was like his first day on Earth,
Yeah. Oh, wow. And then, he looks down and he sort of stumbles. Hey, how would you get that to stick on there? I mean, it's just the dumbest. The whole thing was, it almost, I mean, I wonder if I don't think that, but I remember somebody said maybe he was just trolling, but that just seems like extra level. I mean, really, I'm going to be caught on some camera later, so let me pretend I'm stupid and do these things, and then no, I think that's just him.
I don't know if it was you I saw it from or someone else maybe on TikTok, but they were saying that they think those video footage from the front door was actually 2 different nights.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a terrible idea or thought, but he's wearing exactly the same thing other than the backpack and the gun.
Yeah, it was just some like moon expert, and he was saying that on this date the moon was this way. You know what I mean? And he said that it just looked like it was 2 different nights from the way the backlight of the moon was. So I thought that was
you can't tell what the backlight of the moon was on that. That's not how those cameras look like. It's lit up. It just kind of takes an image of the front, night vision, and I don't know if you can tell what direction the moon was hitting the guy on that night. I mean, that'd be shocking if you could do that.
Yeah,
especially on night.
I just hope she's alive because I mean, at this point, my grandfather had the same thing that Nancy had, and once you get cut, there's no stopping that blood. So,
well, it could have just been like punched in the nose or something, and because it just drips, and she coughed blood. So, I'm not sure. I mean, it could easily just be that. That would actually be the most likely thing, that she was like hit in the face and bleeding in the mouth, and maybe it started getting in her lungs and she coughed it up. I mean, she
Yeah.
must have been freaking out, you know.
Do you think those original ransoms were for real, like from the actual kidnapper?
Well, I think maybe the original ones were.
Yeah.
Like the ones from the first two, I think. It's been reported by various people that those ones they believed were legit. Now, maybe they've changed their mind since then, but we haven't had any updates. I think that
Yeah.
it's been ridiculous that we haven't had updates. But a case that's this big, you have to have updates every once in a while, just to sort of calm everybody down, or kind of reset things. But they just haven't done it. And
Yeah, well, that's kind of why everyone's going feral at the location, because everyone just wants answers at this point.
yeah, but none of those people are going to get answers. So they're just there for the views and everything. Because
Yeah.
the truth is they can't get answers, because the only people that have the answers are the FBI and law enforcement. Those are the ones that have the true answers.
Yeah, and they're not telling us, at least half of what they know.
Right, exactly.
So, but we appreciate you. We love watching you every night.
All right, cool. Well, good. Congrats and good luck on your. When are you guys getting married?
That's a question that everyone in our family wants to know.
Do you actually know, or is it just like you're engaged, but you just don't know exactly when you're getting married?
No, we're just taking it one day at a time.
Surgery first.
Yeah, I have to have a major surgery, kind of. So after that, we're gonna take it from there. Yeah.
Well, good luck on that too, and do good things.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. Have a
All right.
good
Take
one.
care. Bye.
Bye. All right, you guys, we got another caller coming up here in a second, but can we try to? We need somebody to do one of the challenges out there, because right now we're just stuck again. Every time we do the call-in shows, people listen and they forget to help support the channel, and it's every single time. So if you guys have the ability to, that would be great. If we need to get to 400, we are currently at like 325, and so if we get to 75 more in here, I will donate $500 to RAIN, which is violence against women. So can we please try to get that done? Shouldn't be difficult at all with 585 people watching. That's like 10 cents. All right, let's go to this one here. Hello, is this Ty?
Yeah, this is Ty. I go by Reverton in the chat.
Okay, cool. What's going on?
Well, I just wanted to run a theory by you. I've only been listening for maybe 30 minutes, so maybe somebody touched on this. And I think the camera, what you guys were touching on before, just the bizarre behavior, I think it's someone pretending to act natural. I don't think this is the person that did it. I think this is more along the lines of, I have this theory that essentially they wanted to sell the house, the family members wanted to sell the house. They wanted to scare the mom out of the house. And so they sent people to scare the mom. I think something went south. And that's why I think rather than these guys being real aggressive, they kind of look weird on camera, more to scare an 84-year-old.
Well, there's just one person,
Yeah. So I'm using plural here. I think Annie, I think Tommaso's in on it. I'm convinced of that.
Well, they just said that they weren't today. Did you see that?
I'm worried that they're using cleared in some sense, and they're getting cute with it. Or I think they're outright lying and they'll say it's a noble lie later.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like they wouldn't say, yeah, I mean, who knows? But I'm just saying that rarely happens. Usually when they clear people, it means that they've been looked at thoroughly. And I think they were looking at him. So, like, I mean, if I was people out there, I wouldn't give Ashley Banfield such a hard time, because I think her source really was a good source. And it was they really were interested. We saw how many times they went over there, right? To do the what do you call it? The they were taking pictures in the house, doing all kinds of different. They were there almost every day, it seemed like. So obviously, and then maybe after all of that, they decided, you know what, they have nothing to do with it. And that doesn't mean that Ashley Banfield wasn't told the correct information at the time that is what they were focused on, and then it changed later.
Well,
So
my worry here is that he literally said no one is cleared just a day earlier, and I'm very skeptical of the idea that overwhelming evidence came in that 24 hours or 48 hours or whatever it is. It's very bizarre language any way you want to slice it. If they weren't cleared, no one was cleared 2 days ago, but now they're absolutely cleared. It's really bizarre.
yeah. I mean, it is weird. We'll just have to see how this all turns out. Hey, by the way, in there, Wild Bill Wassman has a challenge. He'll donate 5 memberships if 5 different people donate 1. All right, so there you go. Let's see. Yeah, but tell me more about what you were talking about before. Like they're walking around faking their.
Yeah. I guess there's really no good empirical case for any theory. I also have the theory that Nancy never left the house, but we'll talk about that at another time. I think the idea is
still there. She's still there now.
I don't think she ever made it home. I'll say that. I think I'm going back and forth between the two, but I told you I'd donate $5 if I was wrong about that. I do remember that.
Okay, well, I will say that I'll say that I can almost virtually tell you that she made it home because law enforcement they've already done the cell phone analysis, so they know for certain that Nancy's phone made it back to the house, and her heart monitor, which is connected to her phone, was still, her pacemaker was still communicating with her phone. That means her phone and herself have to be right next to each other, or her watch needs to be near the phone. So they know that she was there when she got dropped off, and everything matches up with that, or there would be a lot more going on in this case.
Well, there was. They were taking pictures for hours at Annie.
Well, I think they were doing that because he was the last person to have seen her, but I don't know what they were,
Boy, they spent a lot of time there, though, and I mean, it's very odd how much time they spent there, and I just wonder that they had so much time to clean up that place, whether they cleaned it up really good.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, her pacemaker was connected to the phone and the watch, and it was working all the way up until 2:28, which is right after that person was there, and that's when she was removed from the house. Then they know that because they have the CAS data, and apparently somebody mentioned that there's actually a unit in the house that's connected to the pacemaker that the phone connects to, and the watch. So that would even make it more clear, right? Because I mean, you would agree, right, that if her pacemaker is connected to a stationary object in the house, that she had to be there because it was put inside her body. Right?
Yeah, assuming what you're saying true. Yeah. I've heard that this. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I had everything to say. I just wanted to make sure that you could agree with that because that's
I've heard people. I agree. If the facts as you're saying are true, then yeah, it's airtight. But there's something in this case that we're missing here, and if there's a way to get around that or this cell phone thing, and we just don't understand the technology. I've heard a couple people say this could get messed with, and it's just like something's wrong with this case. And if that's keeping them off of her never coming home, maybe it's this. I just can't shake the idea. I can't prove it, obviously, but I just kind of wanted to run it by you.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's a little bit more out there than the other theories, but you never know, man. We'll see at the end. I guess you'll be able to come back on and say, I told you, Gray.
Yeah. I appreciate your time, though.
All right, man. Have a good one. See you. Hey, thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. Very cool. Right. I mean, the thing is that the reason that the pacemaker thing is more important than the blood is that you could fake the blood part of it, but you cannot fake her cell phone and her heartbeat from the pacemaker. If they know for certain that her phone is at home, she has to be home. There's no out for it. And then the circumstantial evidence for that would be, there's blood on the tile as she's being removed. So that's just the way that works. But thanks again, Wild Bill Wassman. Yeah, wow. So now we're only, let's see. I think we need 6 more channel memberships, and we'll have got there. Well, then we'll donate $500. All right, that's my challenge. 6 more gifted channel memberships, and then we'll be donating $500 to RAIN, Violence Against Women. How much of any of those live streamers donated? Nothing. And we've been doing this for 6 years. You know what we're at, you guys? $283,000. I think 284 now, if I remember right. Not faked in the way. No, I don't know. Who was that last caller? Was that? I don't know. Do I still have? There's 2 different people. Is this Nate here?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, you're next. Okay. What's going on?
Oh, doing good, Greg. How are you?
Well, not bad. What's your theory? What do you got?
Personally, and I joined in late, so I'm sorry if this was already mentioned. I personally think that Savannah had some kind of celebrity-obsessed stalker, and this was his way of getting his obsession out on the family.
Yeah, that's actually what we had somebody say earlier. It used to be Raven, but he has Pirate something name now. But he said the same thing, and then somebody else kind of agreed with that too. So you think that they're just they're obsessed, but they're trying to get to Savannah feeling bad just by doing something to her mom?
Kind of. I mean, this is the United States. There are people who have such unrational thoughts and can.
Well, every state has those. They just maybe don't have. Maybe they're unable to accomplish. Like they just had a shooting up in Canada.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But I'm saying with celebrity culture and celebrity worship and like parasocial relationships.
Yeah. Right. So maybe get more deep into what you're trying to say. Do you have more thought out, or just that's kind of what you just think?
Oh, sorry. Have you ever heard of Meg Turney?
Turney. I know the last name Turney.
Okay. Meg Turney was a YouTuber. One time, she and her boyfriend were attacked by a crazed fan of hers who traveled 11 hours in one night in an attempt to either kidnap or murder her in her own home, and he was shot dead in their driveway.
Wow. Well, good for them for being armed.
Well, no, they had to hide in their house, and they simply called 911. Yes, and the cops dealt with it.
Wow. That's crazy. Crazy. I guess there are nutty people out there.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. A lot of them show up to my show sometimes. One night I had somebody send 5 pizzas to my house.
Oh, wow.
And that weren't paid for, right?
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to go out and pay I tipped the person each time, and we kept one of them. Bought that one. But anyways, all right. Anyways, thanks for calling in. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good night.
You too. All right. Hey, it looks like we got Kami, Saturn Dreaming of Mercury. Thank you for those. And Mike. I always have a hard time saying that one. Mike Clayton. I don't know why that one's hard for me. I want to say my something rather than. And then I'm going to, after this next call, we'll go out and send the $500 off to Rain. Okay. All right. We got Julie. What's going on?
Hi, Gray. How are you doing?
Not too bad. I can see you down below, but people can't see you because it's not set up like that.
Oh, that's okay. That's totally fine. What I wanted to bring up is you were the only one, like I was watching everybody's coverage, and you were the only one that brought up the blood spatter, that it was expect what's the word?
Expirated.
Expirated.
Yeah.
And the only way, and you looked at Fox News, you looked at everybody that was covering it, and they're like, oh no, it was drops. They're calling it drops. They're like, oh, it was like a nosebleed. And they totally dismiss those
Yeah.
tiny fine
Well, then
mist
they
things.
now they're saying that though. I
Oh,
saw like a few
because
yesterday.
of you. Because of you.
Well, it's weird too because I let you know I think it was, let's see, what was her name? Oh, Ashley Banfield. I
Ashley
was
Bayfield, yep.
messaging with her and I said, hey, I told her about that, and she's like, ah, you think? And
I'm
then she
glad
had a
you did that.
then she had a guest on talking about it, but I don't think there was ever, hey, Gray told me that this is this. What do you think? You know, it's just
Well,
yeah.
I'm glad you did that because I noticed it and I know nothing about crime scene investigations or whatever. But when I saw that big splatter in the middle with all the
Mhm.
fine mist around it, I'm like,
Right.
these are not big like blood droplets. This is not like someone cut their wrist and it's big drops. Like that was a fine mist, and you were the only one. You were the only one that even brought that up. I wanted to
Yeah,
bring that to your attention.
I saw it immediately because
You, yes.
and the weird part is this is pretty funny, you guys, for everybody watching. I was on the show and I go, yeah, look at that. You got the fine mist there, and then it spreads out, and then there's these droplets. So that looks like I might have said aspirated, which is the opposite, but then I changed it to expirated
Mm-hmm.
blood spatter, and then I said, and I give examples. I go, and I remember all this because of the Jodi Arias case with the sink. Yeah, there's a sink in that case,
Absolutely.
and
Mm-hmm.
there's this spatter around. And then I got a hold of Joseph Scott Morgan on Facebook after the show, and I said, hey, don't you think this is expirated blood spatter? And he goes, you know, it does look like that. Think Jodi Arias' sink. It was like, oh my God. Yeah, I mean, it's just so amazing that after 10 years, that one case is sort of like a reference to everybody. It's
But
funny
do
how
you realize they
said the
brought
same thing.
experts on? Gray, they brought experts on that were experts in blood spatter, and they did not even see that. And they're like, oh no, this is like maybe she broke her nose. It was like big drips. They
Yeah,
completely forgot
yeah.
about that part where I had that fine mist. You were the
Weird,
only
isn't it?
one. You were the only one that said, no, this is expiratory. Like something happened. She coughed, it hit her lungs. It's a fine mist. This was not some little, I cut my wrist and I'm bleeding a little bit. You were the first one that said that. And why it brought my attention, because when I saw that blood spatter, I'm stupid, and I start Googling different types of blood spatter patterns. And so I was reading about all the patterns. I'm like, oh my God, this is exactly what Gray said. This is what Gray said. That is that means she either sneezed or they got her in her lungs, or you were completely right. And all the experts missed it. They were looking at the
Yeah.
bigger drops. They were looking at the bigger drops.
And
So I
they still seem to not, like, it's interesting how it works. Like, you'll be watching Fox News, and then at one point in the day there'll be somebody out there that finally mentions that. And then later on they got another guest on that talks about, you know, she may not have even have been alive when they removed her from the house and they put her out. They may have killed her inside, and it's like, well, no, we already know
nope,
that's not true. She was actually, you know, coughing while she was outside the house being moved into the car. Now,
absolutely.
I guess if it turns out where, you know, Harvey's fake story about the bald-headed guy with the backpack, how
Right.
he said, "Oh, I got this expert that said the timeline is all messed up and 147 isn't real," because he wanted it to match the 212 timeline for, you know, that surveillance footage. That's what he was doing.
Yep.
But let's say it is, but if it is true somehow, which it really can't be, then I guess it's possible that she went outside first and then bled and then it goes back inside. Just that doesn't make sense. You know,
It
I
makes
really,
zero sense. It makes
yeah,
zero sense. What, and I think it's like exactly like you said, something happened. She came to the front door and something happened right there when you saw that spatter. And I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss. It's making me angry. It's making me angry that we can see that spatter and that
yeah,
pattern. And if you look that pattern up, Nancy did not make it. I'm sorry, she's not sitting there being held hostage, something that was a very traumatic event with that type of spatter. You called it out. I Googled it and I'm like, oh my God, Gray is completely right. So I just
There you go, everybody. Check's in the mail. I'll send you the check tomorrow. Thank you.
But that's all I wanted to say. I'll let someone else come up, but I really appreciate your genius and how you look at everything, because you would not believe how every single other news outlet, they're like, oh no, it's just big drops
Yeah,
and it's big
weird.
drops, and they put off that splatter area, the
Well, it makes me
spatter
just as
area.
angry, to be honest with
Oh
you.
yeah. Oh, it
When I see
pisses.
it, I
It
just go,
makes me
God, look
so
at this.
mad.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So thank you for being so observative. I love listening to you. I'm gonna let someone else come up, and it was so great to speak to you.
Well, you too. Good to see you over there too. I can see you in the dark in the bottom
Yeah.
screen. They can't see you. Anyways, see you later.
You have a good night.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Julie. All right. Thanks for calling in. Well, the lines are open, everybody. The wild card line. Maybe I should play that Art Bell music again. Yeah, I do. I feel the same frustration every single day. You know, you think somebody like that Ritter, or whatever his name is, that he would pick up on that. A lot of great calls tonight. Yeah, it's not too bad. Oh yeah, here we go. We got to do our. Let me switch over to. Yeah, this screen works, I guess. All right, here we go. This is Rain right here. Changing minds, changing laws, changing lives. Rain offers hope, courage, and community to every. It's a lot about like sexual violence, and maybe that could be happening in this. Who knows? As the nation's largest anti-sexual violence organization and operator of the National Sexual Assault Hotline, Rain's mission is to stop sexual violence by supporting survivors, holding perpetrators accountable, and creating safer communities. They also test backlogs of rape kits, etc. And that's something. If I was president of the United States, I'd sign an executive order to put $2 billion into testing those kits, because there's perpetrators in there that have committed multiple crimes and need to be taken off the streets. Anyways, here we go. Look at it. They want to charge 103 for processing. I mean, what's ridiculous. Let me do this one. Oh no, that was 1645. I'm not doing that. I like to have round numbers. All right, so we got the I think that one's selected. So I have to go off the screen and fill out stuff now. Wow, this might be easy. Okay, hold on. I always get this email from Scott from Rain. Okay, I would like this contribute. Okay, there's no. I don't think it gives us a place to put a note or anything. I have to put my phone number in there. All right, got that. I don't think my employer matches YouTube. I would like to contribute anonymously. No, that's all right. All right, here we go. Contribute 500, and here it goes. It's clicking later. Look at ding, 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 ding. I don't want to do the survey. Right. I guess it didn't. Well, I'll show you my email that came in. All right, so I have to go all the way down at the bottom, because believe it or not, when I show all my emails, the trolls contact the other names that are in the email. But you can see at the bottom of the screen right there, right? So if I click on that one, and then we open it up, there we go. $500 US to Rain, February 16th, 2026. All right, it happened. It got sent. All right, there you go. And then later I'll get one from Scott from Rain, which is the thank you. Don't have that one yet, but there you go. And thanks, Freaks, for making that, allowing that to happen. Very cool. Awesome. So we, let's go and fix the other screen now. We go to the, I think it's this one. And on this screen, we got to fix this now to, I have to put this in it now or I'll forget it. I forgot like 8,000. I re-added everything up. And we had donated like 6,000 more than we had. All right, so that's going to be 612 there. All right. And then for this year, we are at 4,500. There you go. Oops, wrong one. There we go. Very cool. Awesome. And now if you want to help support the channel, just to help support the channel, that'd be cool too. And there's one from Lisa Discovers. Probably the one that just called in. We got Small Town Girl. Thank you very much, etc. All right, so we've done 1,500 this month already. That's pretty cool. It's better than some other months. And we're just barely over the halfway through. And it's usually at the end of the month. And I'm just trying to have a really good month because last year it was either January or February that was so bad. I think we only brought in like 7,000, and then I was only able to donate 1,000 because you have to have some to support the channel. I mean, people are supporting my channel, and I donate a ton of the total income to charities. And I think that's what everybody should be doing in the true crime world, don't you think? Especially the bigger channels that are making more income. They should be giving back and making a difference too. I mean, nobody's required to do that, but wouldn't that be cool? All right, so let's get some more calls in. We got to get the, you notice how it's like 60 people left because I donated money. I mean, what losers, man. Why don't you stay around, man? Maybe there's something more important than, you getting entertained for those 30 seconds. Gray, I'm sorry. I just had to use the restroom, you bastard. Yeah. All right. Very cool. I'm not sure if you can watch it on stream, but I just emailed you a short video showing support for the stalker. Nah, forget it. It's not support. Just explain the support in the chat. Okay. Yeah, everyone always uses bigger terms than it really is. You know how that works. And no, I don't even have an email from you. I don't know. Somebody's saying that the family Penny Guthrie is identified as Nancy Guthrie's niece in law. And then that Kayla Day, is Penny Guthrie's daughter, making her a cousin to Savannah Guthrie. I don't know. I'd have to see proof of any of that because I looked up. I guess Ben Verified doesn't have like deep family relationships. Oh, the We Are Family. Should we play that again? All right. Right. So see how that isn't really supporting anything. It's just sort of a theory. That wasn't that one. That was yesterday, right? The 15th. Yeah, let's see that. Now we can just play it on our Instagram. that is sort of interesting. Not too lost or alone. What am I looking at? Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. When I have the call-ins, I got to get this other call first. Why does it look like you're? Hello, who's this? Is this Bobby?
Yeah.
I mean, you look like you're in the darkness with like these lights. I have my mic set up where they couldn't hear the audio, so I'm gonna have to start that part over again. Because when I have the echo removal, so we can do these calls, they turns off the internal the system audio, but I always forget. I mean, that's probably like the 50th time I've done that. All right. Anyways, what do you got for your theory?
I was just wondering if you felt like the case will be solved soon. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, I would guess within. I mean, if I think there's momentum or something, I'd say within the next week or so, something like that, right around a week.
Do you think it'll be from the DNA, or do you think somebody will recognize the man at the ladies?
You know what I think? I think that they are aware. They have a vehicle of interest, and they've monitored various cameras and think that it kind of stayed in that area somewhere, and or it came from the area, and they're just kind of, so they're maybe combining. If DNA comes back and it matches one of these people that they've been interested in, because apparently they have some pretty big suspects. That's why they arrested those people. I mean, they're not arrested, but detained 3 people. There must have been a reason for that. That's a strong reason. And they just towed, I guess apparently just towed away one of the cars today. That was at one of those houses too. I mean, at that same house. So maybe there's something to that. Just seems like they're on with momentum, but I would think that the foreign DNA in the house is huge. And if they can identify who that is, I think that's going to lead to the person. Because they don't just go like that. They don't swab a countertop and go, oh, that's DNA we can't identify. They have to find DNA in a place that is very likely that the person touched. And that DNA is likely the person, and and they looked at it, it doesn't match any known person that they know. So, that's where I'm at with that.
Oh, okay. Well, it's interesting listening to your show. You can shut me out of there if you want.
Well, yeah. Thanks for calling in, though, Bobby.
Thank you.
Have a good one. See you. Bye. All right. So for you guys to hear the audio, I got to turn off this the echo cancellation. Now, tell me, do you guys hear this now?
And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being. And it's never too late.
Do you hear that?
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone.
So that right there's that is pretty interesting. That's weird, right? Why say that? You're not lost or alone. And you would probably say that if it was a family member that you were suspecting. You're not lost or alone. It's we're there. You wouldn't say that to some random person, would you?
And it is never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. And we believe.
Wait, what was? How does it fit your theory, Raven? Hold on. It's basically just showing how much they lean into the "we are family" thing. But what were? I thought your theory was that it was a like a psycho stalker type.
Believe.
Good night, Texalin.
And we believe in the essential goodness of every human being.
Oh, you can't say there's no way, Grant. It's possible.
And it's never too late.
Until you find her dead, you don't know. Well, you know, you didn't email me this. I thought maybe I conflated you with that other comment, I guess.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and...
Oh, let's see.
Welcome back. A KVOA alum back in town today for a special visit at the U of A. And I had the chance to sit down with Tucson's own Savannah Guthrie, you see right there, co-host of the Today Show, dropping by the campus to shoot segments for today's upcoming
Is this what you're talking about?
Fan Fest, as the show celebrates its loyal viewers across the country and right here in Tucson.
It's really just a way of saying thank you to our fans, because you know,
what are you trying to get out of your video, though, Raven? How does it support your theory?
We live in a day and age where you can get your news anywhere, and it doesn't even have to be on television. And so this bond that we feel with our audience is real, and you know, it's a great opportunity for us to get out and be close to our fans who feel like family.
Yeah, everybody feels like family, and she is part of ours. That's for sure. She spent many years here. Fan Fest begins this Monday on the...
Just say what it is. I don't want to try to... If I miss it, I don't want to have to play it again.
Today's show. For more information on all of the events and how you can be involved, go to our website at kvoa.com. We'll also bring more of my conversation with Savannah and her connection to Tucson coming up. Stay tuned. Welcome back.
I don't know. I didn't hear anything in there. All right, back to this one. What do you mean you get it? What are you talking about? Sounds like something you would say to a female who was... Who? What are you guys talking about right now? I just played that thing and I didn't hear anything in there that had any reference to anything. Ah, jeez. Oh, God. Okay. That's a stretch. Gotta be honest. All right, let's do... Okay. I guess we'll have to play it again. Let's do it again.
With YouTube Premium, enjoy ad-free videos, plus the YouTube Music app.
Welcome back to K. And I had Savannah Guthrie, you see, dropping by the campus to shoot segments for today's upcoming Fan Fest, as the show celebrates its loyal viewers and right on.
It's really just a way of saying thank you to our fans, because you know, we live in a day and age where you can get your news anywhere, and it doesn't even have to be on television. And so this bond that we feel with our audience is real, and you know, it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, but that's just such a cliche, common thing to say anywhere, you know. I don't think that means anything. I don't know. I don't read it into being confirming anything. It just means that, oh yeah, you know, I mean, you kind of like to have that. I'd hope that, you know, the longtime freaks in here, we sort of have a bond of some sort, you know, like we've been hanging out like the freak family. You know, sometimes a little Thanksgiving-y in here, you know, people arguing, etc., but that's just the way it is. But hey, guys, if you'd like to help support my channel now, that would be cool too. And we got, anybody can call in now. The lines are open. Or the line, whatever the hell you want to call it. I think if they find her mom and she's okay, Savannah would get back to normal at some point. But if she is found dead or anything like that, Well, actually, if she's found dead, she can get back to having a normal life at some point. But if she's never found, then she's not. It's never going to be normal-ish at all. It's just a nightmare. Mm-hmm. I don't agree, man. I don't agree. You know, like why? I bet she said that 700 times, and every other person says the same thing. I don't think it means anything. And, you know, to sit there and go, an obsessive person could have heard her say that, and then went, "Well, I'm part of the family too. I'm gonna abduct your mom because you're mean." And I mean, sure, I guess, you know, they just happen to be watching this one episode here, and I think that's an incredible stretch. I don't mean to, you know, I just think that is just so wildly a stretch. Now, whether or not, it's not really a stretch that it's a stalker, but to sort of point out that one video where she says that, she probably said it 4,700 other times on other shows, etc. So I don't agree. Let's see. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's just totally. I mean, she's probably said that a million times, and who doesn't say that? You know, everybody on Fox News, they always say the same thing, and I mean, it's just. I'm just saying. I definitely think the stalker idea is a good one, though. That it's possible that there's somebody that was obsessed with Savannah, and then, you know, maybe abducted the mom, thinking, oh, maybe I'll get to meet Savannah, you know, whatever the hell it was, or wanted to hurt her because maybe he wrote a letter. I bet Savannah would have turned that in, you know. So it's probably just somebody, just some nut job, you know. Well, who's calling in next? We need some theories, you guys. And we could also use more support for the channel, perhaps some gifted memberships. We're not even close to just like last night, so it'd be great to, you know, have another good night running into the month, or make the pain of the my portion not as bad. Yeah, because the weird part about the YouTube is you'd have to bring in. Let's see. What 500 is 70% of what? I don't even know. Probably like something like 700. So you have to bring in 700 to make 500 on YouTube because they take such a nutty percentage. Let's see. Construction crew. God, we're still doing the construction crew thing again. Jesus, man. Right, yeah, it could be something. It could be something. I don't want to spend time on that. I've already looked into the dates and the times, and it just gets to over analysis paralysis at some point. Let's see, the porch perp is a flunky drug addict. Sure. I mean, it's just people get into these really long. Like, this one person keeps emailing me over and over again about what they hear in the Koberger, you know, when they're about to be attacked, and it has these specific words, and I listen to it, don't hear a damn thing. And he's saying, trust me, I know what I'm hearing. And I tell him, listen, there's a lot of people that hear specific things. They see it. I mean, they hear it. And they can't hear anything else. But nobody else can hear what they hear. And so there's a certain point, I actually learned this a long time ago. I used to think, oh, wow, I can hear what they're saying. This is what they're saying. And it really wasn't what they were saying. And so after a while, it's just the same technique that the people that do the spirit box use. They pretend that they hear certain things, and they kind of look into the case, and then they have the voices say things. I mean, the voices go, you know, we've heard this before. I've got it right here. It sounds like this. Gilligan, little buddy. Skipper. Man, patch it. Yeah, so people tell you what it says so it matches their theory. Oh, my volume's down now too? Yeah. Yeah. See, that's the whole thing with this StreamYard. It just messes up everything. Oh, come on. I'm not doing another call, Raven. Come on. We don't need an update. It's the same thing. I want new people to be calling in. Let's see. We got the he wants to make a case. All right, hold on. Yeah, they have me at 35% audio. There we go. So now it should be somewhat normal. All right, you're back on the stage.
Okay, I promise.
Oh, geez. Every 10 seconds. What do you got?
It's not about the you get an echo? I can hear a mad echo.
Right. That's why I didn't want to do this. I had to reverse everything out for the...
I can hang up. That's all good.
I got the... I just turned it on, so go ahead.
Okay. It's not about the stalker theory. It's your fault. You made me deep dive expirated blood. Because you mentioned it so early on, and it's very interesting. Like, looking at it, I will skip over everything, but I just want to know. So the injury to cause expirated blood, which it's most likely from the lungs, looking at the pattern, right?
Well,
So
that wouldn't have to be an injury to the lung. If you punch somebody in the nose and blood goes down their throat or it's in their nose, if you cough, it's going to come out.
Yeah, okay. I worded that incorrectly. I'm meaning, so it's most likely from a cough, like aspirated into the lungs or the throat, into expirated. But like, what is the injury? I guess, okay, so you're saying it could just be a punch in the mouth, not necessarily
like
an injury to the lungs.
Cavity, and you could, let's say it's running down your throat and you're like, like that. Yeah, and that's what happened. Yeah, it's the same thing. Because doesn't mean you're stabbed or something.
Okay. And do you think, as soon as I saw that blood, and then even before you mentioned it was expirated, I thought, well, that can't be good with her age. She's probably on blood thinners.
Like, even if like you're 84 and somebody smashes you in the face and, and you're bleeding like that and your heart's not very good, it's probably not a good situation at all.
It's also why I think, and this might be tinfoil hat, but you saw it very early on, and I'm not saying you didn't just have a very good theory, no one else did. I'm thinking the media didn't lean on that theory because it's like it takes away from the excitement, sensationalism of her still being alive. Because I know if they announce straight up, well, there's expirated blood from a cough, most people are going to assume, oh, well, she's dead. I don't know. I just can't see her being alive with that amount of blood. Either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a ton of blood, but she is bleeding. So it's probably never good when somebody that old is bleeding like that.
Well, yeah, and I know personally, if I've never coughed up blood, maybe a tiny bit after a throat, infection. If I saw that amount of blood, you go to hospital because especially the coughing aspect means she's potentially choking on blood. And it's interesting because he didn't want that to happen, right? And my thinking today was maybe she just fell. So he's ushering her out, like you said, 8 to 24 inches. She could have been standing instead of bending over. So maybe she fell before that on the way out the door. And if you look at the blood, it is to the left of the door where he would have to move her.
Yeah, but if there was two people, there's a space to the left of that's nothing on it, and there's a space to the right. And if he's just to the right of her, and she's dripping blood, all it would do is blood might hit her foot, and she's never going to smear blood while walking out on the ground. There's no footprints because you're walking forward, and any blood that drops, it just means it didn't hit your foot or something, and then you just keep moving forward. So I kind of had to think through that part.
Yeah. And in my mind, when you mentioned she's stationary because of the drips, the drops, as opposed to the expirated blood parts, it makes sense that when he was opening the front door and getting her out, at that point he's having to turn back, shut the front door, so she would have been stationary and then coughing while he's slightly distracted. I don't think there's two.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, like right when they come out, she's just. I just think there's one too. Like right when you're coming out the door, he's like got a hold of her right arm or something, and then she kind of goes down, but he's shutting the door, and then she coughs up, and then they continue out.
Because if you look at it, the blood pattern is on the left side where she would be forced to when he's pushing her out the door or ushering her out the door, and then it continues straight when he gets her back on track down the middle of well, not the middle, essentially, exactly, but I don't know. That's what I'd sort of noticed. But either way, I just think they haven't lent on that, just because it's not as sensational as her still being alive. But
yeah, sorry, somebody sent me a link. Yeah, by the way, I got that email from, but it was in my spam folder that somebody mentioned, the one about that other case with those two kids that for something about crypto or whatever. I guess we'll look at that.
You never know.
Yeah, well, I think it's a pretty good observation about coming out, maybe stopped and then shutting the door, and they gave her a moment to cough, and then she drips a little bit more, and then there's some more drips in that sort of gravelly looking path area at some point, but maybe there was a point where it just kind of I don't know, like did she put her hand over, it doesn't continual drops, then something, maybe she had a rag or something, or he handed her something and it didn't quite drip in some spots and then continued again later on. It's hard to know.
Because that's noisy. That's noisy, right? Like, so let's say you're coughing expirated blood at 2 a.m., right?
Yeah,
and the neighbors are.
Yeah. But it's also inside of a patio that's surrounded by walls, and people are sleeping. You're kind of not really close to it, but
yeah, you're right. Like it's still like a risk on his part. Let's say he wanted a clean kidnapping. There's no way he wanted her bleeding, right? And to punch her in the face, that's why I'm thinking the fall makes more sense. Like, because she was, not fleet of foot, and if she didn't have her cane, I'm not sure he's going to give her a weapon. Like, get in the van. Here's your cane. I don't know. But I'll let someone else call in, and
if they do.
See, I didn't mention the stalker theory once. There's no stalker theory.
Fine. Okay, he's coming back on. He's gonna. That's okay.
All right.
I was just waiting. All right. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries. You guys were gorgeous. Bye.
You too, man. You too. All right. Oh, jeez. Come on, you guys. We got to get let's see if we get some more support for the channel. Make it less. We got to just have this a really great month here. All right. So if you're out there and you want to give some memberships, we could, if we got, we do have 60 of them, 59 currently. That'd be cool to get a few more of those, and et cetera, et cetera. Huh? Jeez, I haven't seen KK in months, seems like. Jesus. Hey, at least you showed up. Let's see. What do we got here? Clarification. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't get your... Well, why did you put that in there, Tanya? That just seems like such a kind of ridiculous, Could the blood be from a S assault? That's what you typed in. No. Look at it. She coughed. Okay? We've already gone over that, so I'm not sure. It almost seemed like a gratuitous sort of, like, what's the point of that? I don't get it. Let's see. Man, this is maybe I'll just do something else. We're in this massive lull in here. It's crazy. Under the scenario, at least 2 perps, 1 for control, the second one to get the car. Yeah, one of the things was the car. Maybe there was just a driver in the car, and the one person went inside. And, I brought that up the other day. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see. I'll have to look at this email about the construction. It's too, if people get too animated, like it's just great. It was a good idea that there was construction going on and maybe somebody, but then to sit there and to keep like trying to do all these correlations with images and stuff, it's not really, it just doesn't work like that. But we'll have to see. I'll have to check it out to see if it even makes sense. All right, guys, I'm going to get going here. So thank you to, we got Tracy Antioch, Mandy McCracken. So there's Tracy Antioch, Mandy McCracken. Then we had C. Serwin. Then we had Allie Cake, Lisa Discovers, Christopher Marshburn. Oh, we got a late challenge. Can't leave without doing the challenge. Let's see if we can do it. When I say something, dead as a doornail. So let's see. We got Wild Bill Wassman said that he'll do 5 memberships if we get 5 other memberships. All right, that's what he said. So let's see if we can do that. And like I said before, at the top of the chat is a StreamYard link if you want to do that. But can't leave without attempting a challenge. At least it would feel like we got somewhere. It's been about 30 minutes or so before the last, when Lisa Discovers sent that in. So everyone that was going, boom, hey, Gray, look. Well, let's get going. Let's get the 5 challenge met. In the meantime, maybe I'll take a look at that article then. But we haven't even started it yet, so now I'm not sure if I need to be ending the show or like what. Maybe we can do that one on the next one. Oh yeah, you going fishing in the morning? Nice. Yeah. Hey Lisa, let's get this focused on here. So we got to get 5 gifted memberships for Wild Bill Wassman, who needs to go to sleep, to he'll donate 5. Don't ever bring up Epstein in here again. Okay, has nothing to do with anything. It's just, you sound like it's just ludicrous. All right. Put a 1 if you agree with me when people bring up Epstein related to this case. It just is absolutely lunacy, just crazy. We just don't do that here. Go do that on the other channels out there. They'll probably love it. We're not going to do it. Hey, look at that. We got Jax D. We've got Lisa Discovers. Cheryl Bullock. We just need 2 more. I guess this is that case. Let's see what it says. The 2 San Luis Obispo County teenagers who allegedly committed a violent home invasion last Saturday were part of a plot to steal $66 million in cryptocurrency from a couple in Scottsdale, Arizona. I wonder how they knew that they had crypto. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. I almost lost my StreamYard. There it is. Okay. All right, we got 3. We need 2 more of those, you guys. Last Saturday, he needs to go to sleep, so we need to get 2 more in here so he can check out. Thanks, Wild Bill Wassman. Posing as delivery service workers, 17-year-old Jackson Sullivan, San Luis Obispo, and 16-year-old Skylar LaPale of Morro Bay knocked on a door and then forced their way into a Scottsdale home on January 31st. Once inside, the teens restrained the couple with duct tape while their adult son hid and called 911. Officers arrived to find the woman screaming and a teen assaulting the man. the teen was trying to force the man to give up the cryptocurrency. That's crazy. Hey, look at that. We got Lisa Valenzuela and Lynn. What is it? Lynn Pesca? Man, some of these names are so hard to say. But thanks, Lynn. Or is it something else? L.Y. Nipef. I don't know. Anyways, thanks, guys. And then we did it. Very cool. And there's Wild Bill Wassman. Very cool. All right. So the one was beating on the old man to get the cryptocurrency. The teens then fled through the back door and drove away. Officers arrested the teens a short time afterwards. LaPale told detectives he had met Sullivan a month earlier. Okay, so these two people had just met a month earlier. Investigators believe the teenagers were extorted by individuals known as Red and 8. They met on, oh, wow. You know what this is like? You guys remember when we were doing the Telegram story that we went over? Where they had these kids and they get them to do these things and then it keeps escalating and escalating and escalating. So what's weird about this is these two were being, extorted to do this. They met on Signal app. Red and 8 allegedly sent the teens $1,000 to purchase supplies for disguises and restraining devices. Officers arrested the teens who they planned to charge as adults for kidnapping. How do they extort them now? I guess the money. I mean, I don't know. Well, extorting means like you're sort of getting something. Yeah, shit. To illegally obtain money, property, or services from an unwilling person. So these two people were extorted to do this. Officers arrested the teens who they planned to charge as adults for kidnapping, burglary, criminal impersonation. That's weird. They say the teenagers were extorted by individuals, Red and 8, on the Signal app. That's kind of weird. Officers arrested the teens who they planned to charge as adult for kidnapping, burglary, criminal impersonation, disorderly conduct, felony fight, and 3 counts of aggravated assault. In addition, officers report the teens were in possession of a 3D printed gun. Wow, that's interesting. Though it contained no ammunition and may not function. Yeah. It's pretty weird, isn't it? I don't know how that would be connected, though, I guess. It's pretty wild. All right, weren't we in the middle of playing this earlier? Oh, we already did that. But she said some stuff in here that I thought was interesting, too. You're not alone. You know what I bet? Oh, you're not. God, you guys, no sound again. Jesus. See, if you don't remember, that's why I didn't want to do more. Like you got to turn off echo cancellation, blah blah blah. All right, here, let's just do it again. You can hear it now, though. You can't there because I didn't have the audio on.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope. And we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever has her or knows where she is that it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone. And it is.
See, I think that's, I actually think when I hear that those are words that somebody used. That's in a writing by somebody that they know, and it says lost and alone, and she used those particular words, because that doesn't even make any sense. You know? Doesn't it seem like she's quoting that person who said, I feel lost and alone, or something, and then they say, you're not lost or alone. That's pretty wild.
It's never too late to do the right thing. And we are here. And we believe.
I didn't really think about that the first
And
time.
we believe in the essential
I did,
goodness
Gray. I did. I really did. Great.
of every human being. And it's never too
Ray,
late.
you're autistic. I know. I'm probably on the spectrum somewhere, just like the rest of you.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope.
We've all heard Silence of the Lambs, blah, 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 blah. Okay, we're going with this one. We've heard that one many times.
And we still believe. And I wanted to say...
And by the way, the sentence in Silence of the Lambs, I think the one that they're saying she uses is kind of like something normal.
To whoever has her or knows where she is, that
I think she knows what she's saying here.
it's never too late. And you're not lost or alone.
No, weird. You're not lost or alone. Or maybe they're assuming that the person who did this might feel that way, and they're saying that. But it seems like there were 2 points that, you know, almost like she was repeating something that they... I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I think that is sort of strange. I mean, if you're talking to the person, what made you say those 2 lines? What makes you think that the person feels lost and alone? You know, so what if you knew that a family member, like these cousins that people are talking about, not the immediate family member. What if they are this person and are aware of something this person wrote, and are hoping to communicate with them somehow? Be pretty weird, huh? Yeah. What was the sentence in there? Italian Laguna Beach. What was the name of the? What was the quote from Silence of the Lambs? I know it was something. It seemed kind of just normal, like almost like you might say that anyways. Given a script. Yeah, they're almost always given a script. Why would the cousins do it? They won't be getting inheritance. Well, they wouldn't be getting inheritance. You know, it's like a niece of somebody. That doesn't make any sense. It's like the way it was described in the email is that I got was I don't even know where that is now. Maybe was it here? No. Yeah, I don't know where that was. The associate. Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know where that was. Where there was a description of exactly the connection. Oh, is that the one? Let's see. Okay, it said in here. It says in here something like disappearance and suspected kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Today Show host. Relationship and context of family connection. You know, they're saying Penny is identified as Nancy Guthrie, so the victim here. Nancy Guthrie's niece-in-law. So that's not really somebody. You're not getting inheritance if you're a niece-in-law and then you're the child of that person. Do you understand? You get it, right? No, but that's not who these are, Lisa. I've just read to you. So in this scenario that people are saying about this person, this is like so Penny is the niece-in-law, not even a. It's not like it's your sister's kid or something. It's your sister's kid's wife's, and then another daughter from that one. Let's see. Well, not that particular part, though, right? I don't remember anybody talking about the wording. I think people did talk about it. I just, the whole thing is kind of like, but just those two words, that one part, that's what I think is interesting. Oh, well, good for you. I'm glad you thought of the same thing. Let's see. Charles only had a sister named Ann Hansen and a brother who had no kids. Yeah, see, I'm not sure I believe this right here. Right here. Not sure I believe in it. This whole thing here. All right, let's see. I had a teacher when I was young. Her name was Miss Guthrie, Mildred Guthrie. Yeah, so it's not really an uncommon name. But anyways, it just sounded interesting, just that one little part, because it's, maybe Zozo mentioned it yesterday. Don't remember. It just seemed like it was, she's just saying that. But the parts of the show tonight made you think, I wonder if, she's talking to, if it is a relative of some sort, but I don't even think that's what that is that we just saw. Yeah, we know that, John. Yeah. Hey, everybody, breaking news. John just let us know that the Guthrie family members have all been cleared. Wow, we didn't know that. Jeez, everybody, thank you. After the whole day of covering this, we had no idea. Thank you very much. Now, let's listen to one last time. We'll listen to one last time. Here we go.
I wanted to come on, and it's been 2 weeks since our mom was taken, and
what a nightmare.
I just wanted to come on and say that we still have hope, and we still believe. And I wanted to say to whoever,
where would she be?
Has her or knows where she.
I know, but wouldn't you expect that we'd all know, John? I mean, this happened earlier in the day. Everybody knows about it. You're not breaking news. Everybody knows, okay?
He is. That.
I even did an earlier show with that in the title. It's never too late.
And you're not lost or alone.
Yeah, see that part, it is weird, right? I mean, It's never too late. You're not lost. You're not alone. And what made her think that the person was lost or alone? Or even felt that way? See, it almost seems like they kind of know who it is. And they know maybe, you know, like what was going on or something. Or, and I mean, it's just such a strange thing to say to try to appeal to somebody's emotion. Right? It's pretty weird. And if we didn't talk about it last night, it was probably because we were right in the middle of something else. Was any searches done at the landfill? I don't know. Any searches done at the landfill? I'm sure they've done all the different things. They might not have a reason to believe that she'd be at the landfill because she'd have to be put into a garbage can somewhere, and she's already gone. Yeah, I guess what's a weird case about it is that everything that you come up with, there's always a counter comment. You know, there's always a counter to it. Who are you talking to? Who are you, Mama in heaven? Of course, I did a whole show on it earlier today. There isn't a soul in here that doesn't know that that law enforcement, the sheriff's department said that. And see you later, Mama Heaven. You seem like one of the trolls that just sort of showed up in here. Got a free membership. Thanks for giving it away, though. All right. Isn't it wild? They sent the video to the actual family. It was supposed to happen. What are you guys referring to? The other case? Oh, they cut off the man's finger, huh? Jeez. What was going on in that one? I think Raven, didn't you send me a video or something on that earlier? Yeah. See you later, Mamo in heaven. Good luck. Maybe tomorrow, huh? You guys are, it's just ridiculous people. Yeah, I do that. When people come in, I can't stand when they act like they get, hey, everybody, did you hear it? Because they want to be the breaking news person. And like we're all just imbeciles that we're at 10 o'clock at night. We haven't heard about something that big in this case in 14 hours. We just sat here. Everyone in here is oblivious to the fact that the sheriff's department has cleared the immediate family specifically, or, you know, family members of the Guthries. We all know that. Every single person. I didn't, Gray. I really didn't. Well, then you're nuts. All right, let's see what this says right here.
Your favorite movies and TV.
Hey, thanks, 3 Collie.
Are on YouTube. Press play on something new.
Thanks, Zozo, for the compliment. Thank you so much.
You're not going to tell anyone about this, are you?
Are you ready to... Well, the family of an 85-year-old man who detectives believe was mistakenly kidnapped in Sydney 5 days ago has
mistakenly kidnapped.
Paid tribute to him and appealed for his safe release. Up to 3
They got him back though, right?
People snatched Chris Bagzarian from his North Ryde home earlier on Friday
Have they got him back yet?
Morning, with detectives convinced they'd actually been looking for someone with links to a crime family.
Police are now seriously worried about his welfare after becoming aware of a hostage video. Let's get the latest from Max Tillman now. Good morning, Max. What do we know?
Oh, really? Jeez,
Good morning. Well, police are currently working on the theory that at around 5 a.m. on Friday morning, Chris Bagzarian, that 85-year-old man, was ripped from his bed in North Ryde in Sydney's northwest and effectively bundled into a car, with that search for his whereabouts still ongoing. We've seen the police as well as members of his family appealing to the decency of those alleged kidnappers in order to in some way facilitate his safe release, although police do believe he is still alive. Now, we have seen CCTV vision that was obtained by the ABC. It shows a dark-coloured SUV parked on the street.
What sketch are you referring to?
Short time later, it does appear as though a single figure leaves that vehicle and walks towards another home on that street. Around 5 minutes later, there appears to be some sort of commotion with multiple figures at the front of that home before, unfortunately for police, that CCTV vision does end. Now, police have already said they believe a dark Toyota SUV was used in this alleged kidnapping, as well as a second vehicle that was found.
Yeah, that idiot. Let me just tell you something. Anybody that's making a sketch of the guy wearing the balaclava is a moron, okay? You cannot make anything remotely accurate if you're wearing a balaclava to come up with, the eyebrows, the lips, and the whole, he's got the, and the wavy hair, and it's ridiculous, okay? These people, I think they were all in cahoots with that one surveillance footage that came out after the bald-headed one. The other footage, there was a guy that had a goatee, so they heard about it first. Oh, look at I made my sketch. It kind of looked like that because I think this could be the person. Hoping to God it was him so you could pretend that your sketch was perfect. It's ludicrous. There is nothing whatsoever. Yeah, it is. I mean, it's literally impossible. You cannot do it. They're wearing a balaclava. There's no way you could do it. They could have a freaking huge birthmark on their forehead, and it's not going to be showing up in the sketch,
Burnt out close by that property in North Ryde a short time after police initially responded. Now, we have heard from members of Mr. Bagzarian's family on social media, including his cousin, who...
I mean, I'm sorry if I get frustrated with you with stuff, but we've been covering this case since the first day, the second day, and we've gone over every single detail in here hundreds of times. We all know all the little details. Nobody in here is throwing something, unless it's brand new, that came out like in the last 8 minutes. We might not know about it. We know about how the flower he tried to put up on the light, the doorbell camera. That's on the ground right there. We know about that. We know about, I try to keep everybody in here updated as much as I can. Have you guys felt like I've kept you updated? Because I think I have. I mean, I'll go live. I've been doing 2 lives a lot of these days where we're going over the stuff. Oh, wow, that came out. Boom, we're going over that. Then in the evening, we retouch on that again and we keep going. There's nothing that we haven't talked about yet. So, if I don't mind, having a conversation about those things, but pretending you're breaking news, for some reason, it makes me frustrated. Maybe it shouldn't, because it feels like it's almost condescending in a way. Like, hey, we're so dumb, we weren't able to, we didn't know about something that was so huge, right? So I respond in a way where maybe it's not the greatest response in the world, but that's the feeling that I've got. I'm just a genuine, an honest person, and that's just what I feel like. It's like, man, what are you doing? We already know that, You think we don't know that there was a comment put out by the sheriffs today? I mean, hell, I've got it sitting right here. It's, I think it's in this one right here, right? Is that it? No, that was that other thing. I think I've got it. It's one of these. I don't know if I put it in the 15th folder. And anyways, I had to. Well, no, I got it. It was for the evening show. There it is, right there. Evening view. We played it in the early one, but I put them all in a folder to go back over again. So we've got this right here. All right. So these are things we can go over right now. Let's see. Partial theory. Flower guy equals hired by the real perp to help and pay. It may be gone since the real perp no longer needs him. If it were a bungled robbery, they wouldn't have removed her. No way. Yeah, no, it's weird. The part of her being removed, I think everybody agrees, is kind of the strange part. So here's the statement right here. It says, a statement from the sheriff, Chris Nanos, on Nancy Guthrie investigation. To be clear, the Guthrie family, to include all siblings and spouses, have been cleared as possible suspects in the case. We read this on the earlier show in like 1 o'clock. The family has been nothing but cooperative and gracious and are victims in this case. To suggest otherwise, it is not only wrong, it's cruel. The Guthrie family are victims, plain and simple. Please, I am begging you, the media, to honor your profession and report with some sense of compassion and professionalism. Right. All right, and then this is one of the other things I was going to bring. Brian Enton said the FBI agents have been to several gun stores in Tucson. I didn't bring this up earlier. This is in my evening show folder. I just never got to it because of all the calls. Yeah, but this this theory that says flower guy equals hired by. If it were a bungled robbery, they wouldn't have removed her. Yeah, I mean it could be. The hired part makes sense. But who was he hired by? I guess that's the $1,000, the $1 million question. FBI agents have been to several gun stores in Tucson with a list of 40 people and their photos. I mean, isn't that amazing? They went there with a whole bunch of people looking to see if any of them were in the store. So they might, where are they getting these pictures from? DNA still has not been put into CODIS as of now. So N said that earlier today. The DNA from the glove in the Nancy Guthrie case is still undergoing quality control in the sheriff's private lab in Florida after being sent from Tucson. Now, maybe the FBI would say, well, we would have done quality control quicker. It is expected to be inputted into FBI CODIS in the near future, an FBI official tells me. And this is another, just one of these crazy, landscaper shows up at house. You know what, though? I think that's sort of, this is like an HOA, right? So they have these specific rules and laws, and I guess if he's not going in the house and he's just sort of, making sure something's picked up or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I would just keep people the hell away from that house for at least a month, but they seem like they've already collected what they needed to collect. Even with Nancy Guthrie still missing, life at Tucson, Arizona home hasn't completely stopped. A landscaper was just spotted showing up and getting straight to work. Journalists captured video of the worker pulling up this morning. Don't forget the pool cleaner from yesterday. 2 days ago, whatever the hell that was, grabbing tools from his trunk and heading into the backyard, walking right past a marked police car, apparently getting the green light despite the ongoing kidnapping investigation. Someone who appears to be a landscaper has just arrived. I mean, it's just kind of weird, Yeah. And this one, mask clothing worn by suspect in Nancy Guthrie disappearance believed to be from Walmart. I think, haven't we known this for like 5 days now? I mean, 8675309 already figured this out. She was at a Walmart. She's the one. She came up with the type of backpack a day before law enforcement came out with it, and it was at Walmart. And she said she thought like most of that stuff was probably something you could get at Walmart. Yeah, so they're still working to identify each brand. CBS News first reported that the suspect's backpack identified as, well, yeah, we reported it first, okay? It wasn't law enforcement that determined it, but, 8675309 is a clothing expert, and she was able to do it, and she even said the whole thing, the 25-gallon, or liter, whatever the hell the term was, I can't remember. But it was, she nailed it. It remains unclear whether the items were bought online or in a store in Arizona or elsewhere. The sheriff said investigators have spent several days reviewing surveillance video at local Walmarts. Yeah, I mean, if somebody's buying that, you want to look at who those people are. And maybe those are some of the pictures, screenshots of people buying specific backpacks that they're showing the gun dealership or wherever the gun shops were to see if a person that looked like that came in. But then they should do the same thing there. Anybody that bought a particular type of gun, we want to see the surveillance footage, and then we can determine if it matches the same person who bought the backpack over at Walmart. Wouldn't that be amazing if it got to that level? Yeah, I don't know. No, there's not enough detail in those videos to say that he has an injured hand or anything like that. There's no way. Yeah. He just had his hand bent. I mean, like you see his hand's bent there. He could have something wrong with his hand. It's just, there's no way to know about it. Just like in the Delphi case, oh, he's limping. No, he's not limping. It feels like they are having to go old school on this one. Yeah, that stuff works, man. Have you guys ever looked into, like sometimes we do these old cold cases from 1958 or something, and the stuff that they figure out is just nuts, Oh yeah, we found a shoe on the ground, and then we tracked that shoe to a local store who sold it to last week to this individual, and we got the address off of the card, and then we went to the house, and it just go on and on and on and on and on. And it's stuff that you don't even think some of the people do anymore because it's all digital stuff. But man, they would do, like, oh, we found this card on the ground. We knew it came from this place. Then we went to that place, and then they said there was a guy that was, I don't know. It's like, walking around doing the old school stuff. Yeah, that might be what's going to work in this one. Do you guys ever get frustrated with the same thing that I was talking about a minute ago? When people show up late at night and they all go, "Hey, did you hear?" They don't even say that. They tell you these things that we all know already, and it's obvious because it was happened way earlier in the day. I don't know. Do you guys feel that way? I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but it could be because I feel like it's sort of a diss. Like I'm not going to be able to go out and get you guys the stuff that you guys should be listening to. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, 25-liter Ozark trail hiker. Meanwhile, authorities are conducting DNA testing on a black glove near Guthrie's home, which, and these people keep saying the glove was found in a field. And it wasn't, We saw exactly where it was found. It was found right over, you could call it a field, but it's really a misleading. And I wish I could have seen where Trace Gallagher was standing when he was describing it. Because I don't think he was anywhere near where it was actually found. It could have been this area here. Where he said he walked back into the area and he goes, "Sick, you can't even see me." So the killer might have got out of his car and he went, no, man. No, not at all. The glove was found, like, right there. So easily could have just been tossed out. I mean, I don't know if it was that bush or right there, but it was thrown out the window or something. It wasn't like they got out of their car and walked it into and then some person grabbed it and moved it to the side of the road so law enforcement can come look at it. No, you don't touch it. So that was exactly where it was when it was seen. It was right there. We figured it out. It took us like an hour on the show. We went around, got different people sending different videos and so forth, and we found the exact spot where the glove was. Right there on the side of the road. I know. I guess it shouldn't bother me, though. I mean, maybe I should just say, yeah, we talked about that earlier. But then they'd still be like, oh, I didn't know. I didn't think, and it's just no matter how you respond to that, they would always respond a certain way. Now, I'm not sure where you jumped off, Jono. What are you referring to, Carolyn Narn? I don't even remember who's the one, anybody that came in and who said that. But you can always tell the trolls I'm like, yeah, we already know that. And then you get the people that didn't pay for a membership, got a freebie, they'll jump in and go, yeah, he's always like that, or you make some kind of comment, because that's really why they're here. They're waiting for one of their moments, If you do a 4-hour show, or you're going to get irritated at something at some point. Don't you agree? Yeah. Investigators have also collected other DNA evidence from Nancy Guthrie's property as part of the ongoing investigation, but the results have not led to a suspect, according to Nanos. So that's done then? Wow. Multiple law enforcement agencies spent out. I thought they hadn't. Man, so I hope they're not down to the glove at this point. Or maybe what he's saying is it hasn't led to a suspect because it wasn't in CODIS, but that doesn't mean anything. Multiple law enforcement agencies spent hours Friday evening searching a residence less than 2 miles. Nanos told CBS affiliate KOLD that the activity was a result of following up on a lead that led to a search warrant and no arrest. Authorities did not release other details on what led them there or what, if anything, may have been found. On Sunday, Savannah Guthrie posted an emotional video pleading once again for her mother's return. Yeah. All right, anything else? Nancy Guthrie update, family cleared. Yeah, I already got that. All right, well, I think that's all I got for you guys. All right, so successful night in here. You guys we tried to get to 400, which to the show is only like 280, but we donated $500 to RAIN, which is Violence Against Women, and then I think you guys got us up to maybe, I don't know, about the same amount we donated total. So I only lost 150, and on today's show, so that's pretty good. I think. Doesn't sound good when you say it that way. But I appreciate everybody who was in here supporting the channel. Very cool. So I'll start over on this part. I don't think I got any coffees, though. Not one. It's crazy. So we got Tracy Antioch, and then Mandy McCracken, C. Serwin gifted a membership. I think they did 5 on the earlier one, too. And then Alley Cake gifted a membership. Then Lisa Discovers. Then Christopher Marshburn gifted 1. He called in. Then Lisa Discovers. I think she called in 2. Gifted 1. And then April Starr gifted 1. Then Sherry C. gifted 1. Then Phyllis Watson gifted 10. So that was, all those people matched. They had to do 5, and Phyllis did 10. That was amazing. And then we had Baby Coco Live has been a member here for 2 months and said prayers for Nancy. Oh, and then so that was hers. I guess I missed some of the other ones. And then I did that earlier though. And then I'm Essential. Oh yeah, and then I think the first image is actually just minutes before. I don't believe in whoever said something about the moon or something. I guess I could take a look at it. And then we had Tracy Von Brott, 7 months. What was the funny thing that she said? Then she gifted a membership, and then we had Saturn Dreaming of Mercury, Accent Admiration Fee. Hey, thanks, Raven. And then Phyllis Watson, we're all on the spectrum. That's right, I said that on the earlier show. I always get accused of being autistic, but if I am, why are you making fun of me? Why are you making comments and videos about me. You are belittling somebody that has a, you know, some challenges, as it were, you know, and I can't believe you're doing that to me. Anyways, all right, so we got Charlotte Denny, and yeah. Where is that? Charlotte Denny, and then KMTX, then Alley Cake, Sarah with an H, Annabella. I think that used to be Annabelle Roma, maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's just Annabelle. Gray, you can have my lunch money. Oh, wow. Well, I hope you can actually eat lunch. I don't want to. And then there's Baby Coco Live, super sticker. Then Wild Bill Wassman gifted a membership. Then we had Michelle H. Then Annabelle. There's Annabella Roma right there. It's 2 N's in that one. Well, I guess the other one did too. The other one was just Anna. This is Annabelle Roma. And the other one was Annabelle. Man, what are the odds of having 2 Annabelles in the same show? And then Annabelle Roma did 5 gifted memberships. Then Wild Bill Wassman. And then we had Bobby Bo. Gray, if you coughed outside in front entryway, that would indicate she wasn't gagged. Right. Oh, that's right. That was the wife, or the fiance. Was it the fiance? I can't remember now. Was it John? man, my memory. I almost tried to remember there. That was close. And then we had Michelle H. Alley Cake. First, last, WB 2 R's. Yeah, see how we get these trolls in here? They always show up at the end. If you have a good night, they have to come in and be trolls. Oh, so I got it right. I did say it. So it was John. Hey, that was good memory then, eh? Not too bad, not too bad. Or are you all by yourself? Maybe you're saying that. I don't know. And then Saturn Dreaming of Mercury gifted 5. Then we had Mike Clayton. And then Glenn Bush gifted 5 memberships. Very cool. Thank you. And Jim Lon, Alley Cake. Then Alley Cake gifted 1. I think this is when there was another challenge in here. Then Phyllis Watson, who did the 10 earlier, actually gifted another one there. And then we had Frank Coley gifted 1. And then Miss Kyla gifted 1. Very cool. And then Michelle H gifted 1. Then we had Wild Bill Wassman. I think he was doing a challenge there. He did the 5. Then Mike Clayton gifted 1. Then Saturn Dreaming of Mercury. Then KMTX. Then Carolina Girl. Then Wild Bill Wassman. Then Path Weeper Reavertown. A lot of great calls tonight. That was pretty interesting, wasn't it? Chris Stew. I think we should do the call-in again. That was pretty good. I liked it. And I wasn't mean, right? You guys? Wasn't I good? Come on, be honest. But yeah, I mean, I do like it when people support my channel. I do. Small Town Girl. Thank you. From Julie. Love all the work Dan Charity Gray does. Yeah. So we've done $284,000 since January of 2020. I don't think there's another channel that's done 28,000. I mean, we are just like, just blow them all out. Lisa Discovers gifted 5. Then we had Ajax 5916 gifted 1. Gifted 1. And then Lisa Discovers gifted 1. Cheryl Bullock gifted 1. Lisa Valenzuela gifted 1. Then we had Lynn Pesca gifted one. Then Wild Bill Wassman did his last little, he did the 5 before he went to bed. And I hope he's going fishing tomorrow. And then, let's see, Becky Brindle Scala guitarist became a new member. Becky Brindle Scala. Wow, that's one of the longest names I've ever seen. And then we had 3 Collies. And then Becky Brindle Scala guitarist. Partial Theory. Yeah, we did that one. And then, right. Wait, hold on. We had this one, 3 Collies, sticking to my original chat. A few back, random, not ransom. The sheriff is in denial about how unsafe his area is. Arizona native here, 57 years. Elder abuse and taking advantage is nothing new. Just my opinion. That's interesting. And then Becky Brindle Scala guitarist. And then Becky Brindle Scala guitarist again. Thank you. All right. Yeah, so let's think about this one again. 3 Collies. Are you still there, 3 Collies? Sticking to my original chat a few back. Random, not ransom. The sheriff is in denial about how unsafe his area is. Arizona, native here, 57 years. Elder abuse and taking advantage is nothing new. Just my opinion. You know that note that was on the door? I wonder if that's just something they put around on the homes over there, because they're all elderly people. I think those are like literally, I don't think there's any young, I mean, there might be, but it just seems like the people in that area are usually like 60 plus. Don't you see that? It just seems like it. Like even when we're looking up the homeowners, they all seem kind of older. So maybe they just put these around, hoping that, you know, if they get the right person that literally has some elderly abuse, there's people going around, you know, they call in, they're not sure about something, they can say, yeah, you know, this has been happening, and then they can investigate it. Hey, Wild Bill, are you going fishing tomorrow or what? How did the kidnapper know that her doggy died in December? Well, how did they, why do you think he knew that it died in December? He might not have any idea she ever even had a dog. You know? And maybe even if he was, you know, going around the area, the dog never been outside for them to know that. And I've read stories where the dog that we see, this poodle, wasn't even her dog, it was somebody else's. So I don't know, man. You know, there's a lot of things that we still don't know. But hey, thanks for being here tonight, you guys. We'll see you guys, and, you know, when I say guys, it's generic, all right? Gray, that's offensive. I go by gal, you bastard, and they and them. You go by gal, they and them? What about it? Do you go by that? No, I don't, you bastard. How dare you? Yeah, okay, yeah, I totally agree. There was this one thing, you know that whole thing about I go by they and them. Well, you know what? I'm never going to say that. I tell you what, I was told in school, or taught in school, not to use plurals. I'm not going to walk up to you and go, hey, they, do you want a drink? You know, hey, let me ask them a question. Do you have a Coke? I mean, who the hell talks like that? You know, it's ludicrous. It's you. Do you? Can I ask you a question? You're not going to walk up and go, can I ask them a question? And then that person's literally going to look around and go, who's that? What are you talking about? No, you said you're they, them, but now you're looking around for the them? Yeah, forget it. Yeah, wait, let's just, you know, have some reality here. Let's see, random bogey R words. Not sure what that means, but all right, you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Who the heck knows what tomorrow will bring? I think I gotta. There we go. I can get off it like that. Anything else? That's it. All right, but I bet you'll be some more news tomorrow. It seems like every day there's something new. Have you noticed that? Like some kind of breaking this. And it's going to be really bad news if they say, well, we got the DNA. It doesn't appear the DNA on the glove is anything. Then you're stuck to the foreign DNA in the house. And if that doesn't lead to something, then they're really going back to just very difficult work. All right. Anyways, thanks, everybody. See you later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now.
I guess Wild Bill Wasson went right back to sleep again.
I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector,
fact rejector, I'm a certified human lie detector.
Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me
We
like
don't know what the motive for removing her is.
Here's my nectar. Professor
That's
Gilligan's gonna give
hey,
another lecture. Crime
Heli Fly, that's the big question everybody has. Why did they remove her?
Fool deflector.
I think that was what they were going to do. Remove
Than
her.
a spectre with a vector on his pector.
With all respect, Joe, just remember,
I have a temper fucking
project show. I have no agenda. I'm a banana.
And I'll
So the day is man in the end.
I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
Yeah, I would say that the removal of Nancy from the home is sort of the biggest question, really. Like, why did they do that? Now, when people say, oh, yeah, it was a burglary goes wrong, I don't really see if a burglary goes wrong that you remove a body or a person. You know, she was still alive. So I think the entire intention was to remove her from the home the whole time. You know, that's what I think. And, so when the rumor came out that law enforcement believes it's a robbery gone wrong, it must not have jived with, or maybe it does, that there was nothing stolen from the home. But we don't know if nothing was stolen from the home. And maybe if there is something stolen from the home, that's why they might think that there was a robbery gone wrong. So if it's true that they think that, that'd be great. But I heard later, and I read on another one, that they completely refute that. That the sheriff said, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's one of the theories, but it's not our main theory. Okay? So if there's a robbery gone wrong, it just doesn't, I don't understand why you took her out. I get it. But they were this person was so well covered up that there'd be no reason, even if you hit her, that there would be anything on the person that would identify you. So it's I think the purpose was to take her out of the house. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you later. Thank you for watching Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube, where we cover true crime using logic, reason, common sense, and a pesky thing called facts. Thank you very much for watching, and as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.
Bye. See you around.
You are a curious being.
Correct.